Fuck you, Dante.
It sounds good. It looks good. We are live. What's up, everybody? It's Dante again with another episode of Off the Mask Podcast. So last year, just kind of spur of the moment, I decided I want to do a horror movie Halloween episode in October. It was fun. I did 3 episodes. I just dropped them in 1 week. It's kind of chaotic, but fun all the same. This time around, I was like, you know what? I liked it so much. I'm just going to do it for the whole fucking month. So if you like horror movies and just people talk about horror movies, cool, you're in luck. So keep tuning in. If you don't, just come back in November when I'll have some other shit that's not horror movie related, but probably not jiu-jitsu related either. So for this episode, my guests will be both returning guests. One from about a year ago, Joe, who was on episode 3 with me, and then Marilyn Phil, who you all probably know from countless comic book, movie, TV show review episodes. So say something. Let's make sure your mics are working.
What's up?
Yo, what up?
All right. I mean, it looks like it. I don't know. I mean, we'll know when I edit this shit. All right. So what we're going to be talking about is Hellraiser this go round. I know both of you like Hellraiser a whole bunch.
Well, to varying degrees. Yes.
Yeah.
They're not all created equal.
No, definitely
That's the fucking thing.
So from what I understand, when I asked you, I was like, hey, I'm going to try to go back and rewatch them. You're like, I think you said 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 4 would be great. 1, 2, 4, and maybe 5 if you want to stretch it. Like
I still like 3.
3's goddamn awful. It's not so bad that it loops back around to good again. It's like it's so bad it loops back around to good and then all the way back to bad again.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel about 4.
Circles.
So just like any horror movie, really, like what, Friday the 13th when they sent Jason up into space?
Bro, I love Jason X, bro.
So do I.
Jason X is my favorite Jason.
I'm not going to go that far.
No,
but I do enjoy
Bro,
it.
Space Jason?
Space Jason is fun, but
It's fun. I'd buy the action.
that is a comic book put on screen.
Bro,
Yeah.
cyber fucking, and his mask is badass. And he was like taking the chicks in the sleeping bags, zipping them and slamming them against the tree. That shit.
My favorite part for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
Easily.
the best part in there.
I didn't realize that was. I remember seeing it in Best Buy, the DVD, and I didn't realize that was Friday the 13th. I saw Jason X, and I was like, "The fuck is this?" And I
Is it considered canon for Friday the 13th?
yes,
Okay.
I mean, when this thing's not canon in any horror movie,
Yeah, I guess.
no matter how bad it is.
Yeah.
I bought it.
Dude,
Of course.
bro,
You're a horror fanatic.
if I had to get one Jason movie, that would be it.
So I am going to do Friday the 13th, but only 1 through 4 for this.
Those are the
series.
important ones.
After that, it's like fuck all the other ones. Well, no, I mean 1 through 4 for sure, but then the rest maybe for funsies.
Yeah, have you decided what categories you're going to do and where this is going to fall inside?
So Hellraiser, Friday the 13th, Halloween, those are guaranteed. And one would say I would have to do Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
one
Friday.
would say,
But
but
no.
I can't, like the person who I'm doing the other set with. They want to do Saw.
Oh no, Nightmare on Elm Street is way more important than Saw.
The thing is, I need to find a person to do Nightmare on Elm Street with.
Gotcha.
So it's like, oh shit.
You know
So
anybody else?
no one that I like.
That's also Chucky's.
So I my niece.
So you can get I know his schedule is crazy, but you can get Bobby to do Friday the 13th. He loves Freddy.
Well, I'm still trying to get him on for the music episode, but I
know.
got to pair up with JR too. So getting our 3 schedules to link up is tough.
Well,
so
if you only do Bobby for Nightmare, then you got just one schedule to get on
we'll
with.
see. I mean, if I do it, I got to do it like immediately because
Yeah.
I mean, you guys
Yeah.
are coming out
Yeah.
like very soon after this.
What do you know the episode order and what it's just going to drop? Which one you're
So
doing
this is
first?
going to be first
Okay.
because I figure let's start off strong.
All right.
Because from there it's going to get real weak. Because even the Halloween episode, and I'm like a
Yeah.
pro.
Who are you doing? Halloween's your jam. Who are you doing Halloween with?
Teresa, my
Okay.
friend Teresa, because we've been like,
Because Michael Myers is your favorite, right?
yeah, that like our friendship is based off that
Okay,
movie
cool.
series, that and Scream. So I was like, let's do Halloween. We're gonna do X amount there. I think 1, 2, Rob Zombie, and the newer one.
Okay.
So we're only gonna talk about 4 there. Although we are watching the others just to kind of, for the hell of it, it's like that might come up. I don't know. It depends.
I'm curious. How many of these did you watch? The Hellraiser ones before this?
All right, so let's go ahead and get into some conversation here. Look, I've tried.
I confess, I didn't get a chance to watch anything because I've been working like nonstop. So
I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. I just can't do it.
You can't get through even the original?
No. Oh. Which is why I want you two here, because I know.
Bro, it's so interesting.
Pinhead's stupid, right?
It's so good.
I heard your episode this week.
Oh yeah, in the background, I am going to be saying some shit like Mike was better. Fuck Pinhead. Acupuncture looking bitch. Like
Dante's here to troll us.
Because I figure, look, both of you know Hellraiser, so it's like it'll be pretty much your show. I'm just going to pepper in some.
So you have some pointed questions.
It's like 13 of them or some bullshit like that. I've seen all other than
the
reboot is coming out, which I'm super excited for because it's supposed to be a good, serious take on it.
Yeah, well, last I heard, it's supposed to be a series on HBO. That's what they're doing.
I thought it was a movie. Also, I don't know.
Okay, I haven't heard it whether it's a movie or not. But it's the guys who it's some serious people involved with it, so it's going to have a lot more love than it has had in many years.
Well, the director, the movie hasn't come out on stream yet. It was well regarded. The Night House apparently is a movie that this new Hellraiser guy did that was well regarded and is coming out soon on streaming. It was
I know it's in theaters now.
Yeah.
James Wan did some movies that were held in high regard, and then I watched *Malignant*, and I was like, fuck this guy.
Dude,
really? I heard *Malignant* was good.
Bad. No, somebody else on Twitch said it was bad.
I want to see *Malignant* because I've heard good things.
I've seen all the reviews that say really good things. Those guys were fucking dumb.
So this is the second person now.
You're the first person I've heard to bash it.
I don't know anyone else who's watched that movie other than you and this other guy.
I watched it and I was excited for it, really excited.
It's on Max now, right?
It's on HBO Max right now.
Yeah, I planned on watching it.
Still give it a watch.
Yeah.
It's just and the thing is, the people in the reviews were like, that third act, oh my God, it was so good. The third act is what made me wish I didn't watch it. And we watched the trailer again afterwards. Like, dude, this trailer sold me because it looks really fucking good.
The trailer sold me too. I was like, this is something
that's
more
what trailers are supposed to do.
Yeah. And that was the thing. It's like we're watching it, and there was maybe a third of the way through. I looked at Sarah. And I was like, figured it out. I was like, I already know where this is going. It's fucking dumb, but let's power through because we've already sat down. I'm comfortable. I got my mug of wine. We're not going anywhere. We gotta watch this movie. Okay. We got to the third act. I was like, I can get up right now. I found the energy. We can leave. But I love James Wan and all his movies.
Did he direct it or just produce it?
I'm pretty sure he directed it.
Oh wow! Usually his direction is really solid.
And it looks really, everything's good about it except for it.
Okay.
Anyhow, so with Hellraiser. Again,
so you've never made it through any of them?
So I made it through one a couple times.
The original?
The first, several times. It never stuck for me. It was just one of those things. It was like, I can see the appeal, but it's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm. Why? Do you have a pointed reason or no?
So I think a big part of horror movies for me growing up is my mom, the horrible human that she is. The one thing that she gave me was the joy of horror movies at the age of 4.
You and Bobby, man, you guys got started so early.
You see, there's something in common there too. And the thing is, the movies that she watched were Freddy. Well, no, Freddy came about later on through some other happenstance, but Jason for sure, and Halloween. Freddy came about because cousins and whatnot, and then I remember Hellraiser. I saw Hellraiser, I want to say, in the 90s for the first time.
Same here.
And it was like one of those things where it was I knew of it, but I didn't know. I think also part of it, what it is you see Pinhead, I'm expecting a different story than what I was getting going into it. And I think that's always kind of just, you know what? I want that guy from beginning to end. Give me that guy. And I didn't get it. So
it's kind of what you get by the third one. The story shifts drastically.
Well, if I ever make
this
it
is why I like the third one at all, is because Doug Bradley really comes into his own acting-wise in that.
Well,
because he gets to be the center of attention.
I'll let you know. But I was advised to skip 3. So
no, I'm telling you, you're the only person who I know that likes 3 and watched 3. It's goddamn awful. That's
4 has the worst acting in the franchise.
Wait. Are we talking about? Make sure we're talking about the same movie. 3 is the one with the guy with a fucking CD for a head.
Yes.
That's fucking dumb. It's so bad. And he's like, Pinhead's like in a fucking spinning box.
Yeah, eventually.
It's I could not. I mean,
that's where his character shifts into being just a movie monster instead of what he originally was.
And
then he continues.
4 is the one in space.
4 is the one that goes through
the lineage. I love that
goes
one.
through the lineage.
They actually give you
the
some
acting
meat.
is so terrible in that it takes me out of the movie. It's got some of the worst acting in the franchise.
More than 3? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we're like watching through very different lenses. Because 4 has the lore of.
Yeah. I do appreciate the lore. That's why I can sit through it.
It goes from like the 1800s into space.
John Marchand shows the production of the box and why his.
Yeah.
And why his family's cursed.
Maybe I should start off with 4 because that's kind of what I want.
Yeah,
it's like that info.
That's the whole story.
Bloodlines. That shows the story, the origin of the puzzle box.
I remember seeing the trailer for that. There was a lot of promotion for that.
Well, that's because it was in every. That's the one that kind of. I didn't see it first. I watched them in order, but 4 is the one that really tuned me in because of the ads in comic books.
Yeah,
when I was growing up. It was in every Marvel and every DC comic. And I knew Dark Horse was the only company that ever did a Pinhead comic. I was like, what is this?
I was actually, because of the ads in the comic books, that's what had me saying,
I didn't know what
I
Hellraiser
want to
was.
watch this. And then I never got to it because I was like,
Yeah.
all right, let me go back. And then I went back. I was like, never mind.
I found a way to rent the first 3 on Blockbuster back in the day.
Good old Blockbuster.
Okay, cool. And then same way I saw all the Puppet Masters.
So,
Puppet Master.
yeah, Sarah's
Go ahead,
big on
go
that.
ahead.
You know,
Yeah,
we might
that's
actually, I might do a Puppet Master episode because
Dude,
Sarah
Puppet
loves
Ma-
Puppet
Puppet
Masters.
I mean, you
great.
can do an episode with like the sprinkling, the medley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Puppet Masters, the fucking Wishmasters, the Leprechauns, the fucking
If it were up to me,
Phantasm.
and it is
Phantasm I just recently saw. Like
So-
I'd never seen all those.
that's, is it on Shudder? I think it's on Shudder. Dude,
I saw through Prime on most of them.
I'm gonna just sit down for a day. Just fucking log into Shudder and just watch all this shit, okay? Because I keep bugging you, like, dude, log into my Shudder. It's like, I will. It's like, just fucking get in.
I think she just got a Shudder recently.
I moved.
It's goddamn, dude. That's
That's the app you use the most, right?
yeah, that and I don't know. Yeah, probably for sure. I'm trying to think. Peacock. I watch wrestling on there. Paramount Plus. Sophie watches Rugrats and some other shit. Yeah,
Plus, Rugrats is still around. Jesus.
Well, they made a new Rugrats.
updated.
There's a new one.
Interesting because it's like I don't know.
Is the baby's grown up?
No,
Is their
it's-
parents?
Yeah, it's the so I think like Phil and Lil's mom is for sure a lesbian. We always assumed it as
Well,
kids,
you
but
would know, Dante. You're like, you sniff them out.
so as a kid, I always assumed she was a lesbian. But now in this one, they make it very clear. Yeah, she's munching rug, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'm just like, wow, they going ballsy in kids' cartoons now. All right.
Well, I think it's kind of not necessarily aimed at kids now. It's aimed at the adults who remember it, right?
It seems very kid.
Okay.
I mean, it still has the adult humor in there that the kids won't get, which always bugged me with like shit like Shrek, because people are like, I'm not gonna let my kid watch Shrek because all those adult jokes. It's like, well, they're kids, so they don't get it.
Yeah.
You fucking twit.
Just
Yeah.
like
They're there for you.
All cartoons has been like that. SpongeBob's like that. SpongeBob was a kid show, but like if you watch it as an adult, you know they're talking about fucking dirty shit all the time.
Well, what cartoon?
Bugs
Rocky
Bunny?
Bull. Yeah, Rocky
Bugs
Bull.
Bunny.
Bugs
Warner Brothers
Bunny.
has done that since the 40s.
That's why I always
Their
find
shit.
it very interesting that adults,
And
half later
the old
on.
shit you can't even air anymore because it's all racial slurs and.
Yeah, well, DuckTales, they put the little warning up on Disney Plus, and I'm like,
Yep.
no, don't warn us about
And
this.
DuckTales was the 90s.
Late 80s
Late
into
80s,
the
yeah.
early
But that-
early 90s. But yeah,
during the shift.
what I just watched something recently that kind of it was like mid 90s, and they kind of discussed that too, because it was like, ooh, wow. So we were just we didn't give a fuck up until about 2012, where people were like, you know what, maybe we
Up
shouldn't use the
until
F word.
the major use of social media when people can get called out by anyone and everyone.
I don't ever want to be famous because, look, if you go back on any of my social media, it's... And if you try to hold a gun to my head and say, oh, you said this about, midgets. It's like, yeah, okay. They're fucking creepy. They scare me. Get the fuck out my face. They got the little arms. Like,
you can't help how you feel.
yeah, I mean, I got feelings too. Like, what about my feelings? What about my feelings when I see him in the fucking supermarket and I'm scared?
I don't see him often, bro. I don't know how often you see midgets.
I see him a lot. And it could just be like I'm like the kid from Sixth Sense, or maybe they're not there. Maybe I'm just seeing them.
That might be likely.
And everyone's like, why is that two freaking out and climbing up on top of the shelves? Because they can't get me up here. We had a midget at one of my temp jobs, and it was wild. I'm sorry. Let me stop calling him midget. Little person. See, for y'all that are gonna try to fucking call me out. Fuck you, Russia.
I don't think Russia cares.
Russia
probably does not care.
They're probably in on it too. They're like, yes, say more. But like, there's this young lady. She was working, and she we had to pick orders from like higher shelves. And I know it's like, look, if you don't hire her, you're discriminating. But like, she can't fucking pick the orders from the top shelf. I mean, and it's not being rude or disrespectful.
No,
it's just
I mean, you can have physical requirements in your job description.
I would.
I mean, people do. Like UPS, you have to be able to pick up 50 pounds. Like, if you can't, then
the same thing. There's a lifting requirements for jobs.
Like, I see some jobs like that too, and they still hire fucked up people that can't do it. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You're just embarrassing people now. You fucking cunt. All right, I'm off topic. They're used to it. With Hellraiser, did you all read the comic or the book beforehand?
I think I flipped through an issue of Pinhead just to see what it was about, and I was like, okay, I'll probably check this movie out, but I'm probably not going to buy the comic necessarily because the artwork, like most comics, the artwork has got to grab me, and the artwork didn't grab me. So, and that's the thing. I don't know if it like originally was a comic itself or if it was just a novel. No, it was a little novella that that Barker wrote back in the late 80s, or published back in the late 80s.
Did you read it, Joe?
I read, no, not a comic book. I read Hell on Heart.
So you have read the original material? Okay, I've never read it.
Like, how much from that does, plays into the actual movie?
The first one, a good amount. Like I said, I read the book years ago.
Because it's like a short story, right? The initial.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's a small novel. It's like pretty. It's like half the thickness of a regular book you would see. So it was a quick read, but it wasn't like a short story like an essay.
Yeah.
But as far as I remember, the first movie had a good amount of the spirit of it. But yeah, I mean, I've seen the movies a lot more often. I read the book once. I've seen the movies multiple times. Even as of last year, or maybe 2 years ago, we watched all of them through. And as of this year, we watched 1 through 5 so far.
Okay.
And again, with me being completely foreign to this franchise, what's the basic gist of the story? Like, what's kind of like with Halloween, basically Michael's after his sister. Friday the 13th, Jason's out for vengeance. Freddy, he's a pedophile. I'd like to always point that out because I hate pedophiles, and he got set on fire. But with Hellraiser, what's kind of the basic core to it that I should know trying to go back into it again?
It's about the box, really.
Yeah.
It's the box is a gateway, and I feel like it's one of those destiny things where it ends up in the hands of people who are supposed to have it or are looking for it.
Yeah.
Because it's usually people who are fucking done with life. They're like, I don't care about this shit. I want to look for something different, something more, and they find a box. And it's supposed to. They want to get it for the ultimate pleasure. They're always
everything you're saying is right up my alley. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? I need to find this box myself, and skeet all over the place.
Yeah. So but the thing is, pleasure and pain are in this world, or in the minds of the angels, the hell angels, which are the Cenobites, the Pinheads, and all the other monsters. Pleasure and pain is the same thing. They're all just extreme feelings.
Yeah, they're all former humans have already gone down the road and then now exist in another plane of existence that could or could not be hell, depending on your viewpoint.
Multiverse.
It's like another dimension. And they bow before this ultimate being they call Leviathan, who basically presides over
the whole thing.
The whole thing.
That big old fucking maze.
It's a gigantic maze.
And I get this all in number 4.
No, you get that in 2. You get most of the original
You get
concept.
one and
That's
two.
true.
One and two gets you like a
That
good
gives
amount
you
of
the
just
original
like
concept.
the concept.
Yeah.
4 gives you the history
The history of the actual box itself.
and Pinhead.
I'm gonna watch
Well,
that.
the history of Pinhead comes in 3, where he.
3?
Yeah, well, it shows at the very beginning of 2 because it's kind of during the title sequence.
Oh yes, yeah, 3. That's right.
And then 3 gives him his history because he gets split apart into 2 beings, and that's why he has the character change.
Dude, spoiler alert.
right.
No, I don't
mean,
care.
And the split is actually why his former human half is actually how the main character is able to defeat him at the end of 3.
No, that was kind of.
And then
fucked up
3
spoiler
kind
right
of
there.
3 has the best cliffhanger of the whole series because shows the building that ends up being in 4, which is basically.
I'm not sure if it's a cliffhanger or like 4.
Well, I mean, it's the
4 like
4 picks up.
picks
right?
up.
Yeah.
Picks up from there.
I think.
Because there was no loose ends from 3.
Yeah, there's no loose
4
ends
is
at
its
all.
own thing.
So
And then from then on, 5 through the rest of them are like basically not spin-offs, but like stories revolving the box. Like,
Yeah.
because there's multiple boxes, apparently. I don't know how many.
Yeah, it showed in 2 that there were multiple.
There's multiple boxes. So
multiple
like,
versions of the
it's
box.
just showing snippets
history.
of what happens when somebody gets a box. Like, what happens to this guy when he got the box. And so like none of them are connected to each other,
It's
but they're
because
all connected.
after.
so
the world.
the boxes aren't.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
4, 4 is basically the be-all and say-all of the canon, and then after 4, Miramax had control of it. Well, Miramax had control prior to that, but
Fucking
after
Miramax.
4, Weinstein just kept on making a random Hellraiser movie
And
just
rapes?
to keep the rights, and he put basically
Just
no
like a
effort
rape
into it.
people.
And so he would take scripts that were intended to be other 4. So all the other ones before the reboot were already other horror films that just were going nowhere, and he turned them into Hellraiser movies.
And their quality varies greatly.
Yeah, the quality varies greatly.
I
There's
like
some
5.
interesting stories.
5 is great.
5 is with the detective story. I think that's interesting, but that was never intended to be a Hellraiser movie.
The last 2 were not.
Yeah.
I don't like them. The last 2 was not Doug Bradley. There was like some other Pinhead.
Yeah, that was the reboot after that was 7 and 8, I think.
So
Yeah.
how many total Hellraiser
There have
films?
been 8.
8.
I thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 9, but
There might be a 9th one. I don't
like
think
the
so.
last one I watched.
Well, here,
was
here,
like,
I
the
got
concept
it
was
here.
interesting, but like it was way the fuck
That was-
out there.
Yeah, that was the Judgment one.
The one with the house. Yeah.
Yeah, the house.
Yeah.
So it's
So like you have to like 1 through, like I said, that's what I said. 1 through 4 for me is 1, 2, and 4. It's like good watches. 5.
Okay,
is-
I'm sorry. It's 10. The last
10,
the last
okay.
2. So the only franchise that's beaten this out as far as numbers is Children of the Corn, which has 11 films.
I thought like
Halloween
they all have a lot of movies.
is up there.
I thought
Halloween?
I thought
I
Freddy
think Halloween has
a movie
11.
too.
Freddy stopped at like 7 or 8. If you count
Halloween
Jason
has
versus-
11 films. Holy shit.
Let's see here. So if you count Curse of Michael Myers is number 6. We're also counting number 3, unfortunately.
yeah.
Then you have H2O, Resurrection, Rob Zombie did 2 of them, so we're at 10
Well,
right
3
there.
is the one with the mask, right?
Yeah.
I
And then the
enjoyed
latest
movie.
one. So really, they're going to be at 12. Halloween will be at 12 this year. And
Okay.
then-
But the thing is, 3 doesn't count.
what's that?
3 doesn't count. I enjoyed it as a
I don't
movie.
count 3.
I like it, but it's not a Halloween movie.
You're correct.
But,
So
but
like the
Hellraiser,
concept
Hellraiser has never been rebooted. Michael Myers has been rebooted twice.
okay, so
So
straight through.
If you're counting a straight franchise, one franchise,
Okay.
Michael Myers has technically been 3 franchises, with the Rob Zombies one and the new ones as the new reboot.
Okay. I mean, Friday the 13th
Yeah.
also has 10.
Okay.
At least 10. With
Those
Jason
5.
X.
What's after all those two?
Jason X is
Like we usually
is
watch
number
like
10.
entire runs at a time, so like
Like I try because when I first got Shudder, it had all of the Friday the 13th
I'm
films,
sure.
and I sat there like an asshole and watched them all. Because I had never seen number 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I'd never
Oh,
seen
really?
it
Oh, that was one of my
Is that the
favorites
guy-
because
is
it's
that
so
the one with the
hilarious.
boxer?
Yeah.
The one who was boxing him?
Yeah,
and
that
he's
was one of my
doing-
favorites because it's so hilarious. It's
he
like
gets
it's great.
Well, and that's the thing. When he did that, I was like, that's always when I was like, yo, square up.
and then you're gonna learn today.
And then I saw, I was like, oh, that's why you don't square up with Jason, because somehow he can knock your head off your shoulders. I'm pretty sure there's
Yeah, so that was
more
great. It was
science
great.
to that.
He has indefinite endurance.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like chained under a lake forever at some point, and then like he
Just
was
holding his
trying to
breath.
walk. Like he can't swim, so he just walked through the fucking lake.
It's like, son, really? You just like that? No, y'all just making shit up.
Jason's
And
essentially
then Jason Goes to Hell was just nah. But this isn't Jason's podcast. Fuck that guy.
we'll do that one eventually.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. Maybe the 11th. This is going to be October 4th. So well, y'all are listening to this on October 4th because
That's when it comes out.
that's what y'all do. Y'all listen as soon as it comes out. Thank you. I love you. So you said there's 10.
There's technically 10.
Technically 10. All right. And y'all were saying there was a reboot.
Well, I don't know. It was never called a reboot. It's just that the last two have not been Doug Bradley.
Well, no, I'm saying like
There is a
something
reboot coming
upcoming.
out, yes.
Like-
Oh yeah, there's a reboot that's last I knew it was supposed to be a series for HBO, produced by people who have done other stuff, and James Wan is somehow
Well, I
involved.
think with Google it because like I thought it
Yeah.
was supposed to be a rebooted. I heard about a series too, but I thought it was going to be a rebooted movie that is going to be based even more so on the book, like with more.
Okay.
I'm in. I mean,
connected.
either way, I'm in. But
So
But they might be both at the same time. So.
yeah, that's something I was wondering too. Though it's like most times I'm not crazy about a reboot. I'm not even crazy about sequels. Sometimes you don't need a sequel for things. Sometimes things are okay just ending.
Yep. So a sequel make things worse sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, like
Why at some point, like the first two was good and the three fucks it up, or like first three was good and the fourth fucked it up.
I enjoy the Insidious series, but they didn't need to go past the first one. And then the second one was decent. The third one.
I like the first two. I never saw any of the others.
So number 4, it's not.
Is that Ghost Dimension?
No, that's Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
Number 6, which they were real quiet about it, but there is another Paranormal Activity coming.
I thought it was wrapped up already because like they wrapped up all the storylines going back in time and shit.
So they did, but there are no details that came out. But there is one coming at the end of October, I believe they said.
Huh.
And
Well, of course, Halloween time.
that's actually a franchise I would be happy to discuss too on air, because that's one that I for whatever reason I fucking love those movies. Even
I mean,
the fourth one.
it got much deeper lore wise.
Yeah.
Like, the first couple was like, oh, it's just things bumping around the night. Okay, cool. And then like there was like a lot of story into it.
The way
right,
that
well-
number 5 wraps up and then connects back to 1 is like, oh shit. And then they did number 6. I was like, you motherfuckers.
That's one too many sequels, like we were saying. Like
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
you
They
gotta
could
call it
just
quits.
stopped.
Quit while you're ahead.
Yep. But sorry, go ahead, Phil.
So just cursory glance through Google, there apparently is both going
Yeah,
on,
see, that's what I thought.
but there's not really good information on either. David Bruckner is the guy that you're thinking of that's
Yes.
going to helm the movie, and then there's some other people that are involved with the show that are pretty big. And the show is supposed to be an HBO show.
But it lends itself though. Like Hellraiser lends itself to
You could
that.
do either.
Just
Yeah.
because, like I said, like it's about whoever gets the box. So
Yeah.
they're individually wrapped stories that doesn't have to tie into each other. That doesn't have to be sequel. It gives you more creative freedom to like not have to shoehorn shit. You can just start fresh, a whole other
Yeah.
story, but still in the same universe.
They're basically saying, don't hold your breath until 2022. Basically, COVID's delayed everything, of course. For
Yeah, we're almost at
so,
2022 already though.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they were saying that with the Halloween reboots though too, because the one that's coming out this year was supposed to come out last year. But I like that it came out this year because the other one was 40 years after the first Halloween, and then this one is 40 years after the second Halloween.
Wow.
Thanks,
And that
COVID.
it retconned her not being the sister anymore, right?
No, she's still the sister.
Oh, really? In the new one? Okay.
She just ain't got no. Well, she has the one kid, the one chick who plays in Ant-Man,
Yeah.
the ex-wife.
I can't remember from the did it allude to her being the sister or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
She, because they talk about the uncle and everything,
Okay.
and because the granddaughter, it comes up too with her.
Gotcha.
So I think they talk more about grandma being crazy, but they do mention Michael being, the uncle trying to kill her. So, but it's not his podcast either. So I'll stop jumping off topic. So with Hellraiser going into a reboot, would you prefer? I guess we kind of answered it with just like the way the stories have kind of gone. I was gonna say, would you prefer a sequel continuation and cleaning it all up, or just start fresh? And
Well, at least the movie is going to be a little bit of a soft reboot. I don't know. They haven't said about the series. I know David Gordon Green from the reboot of Michael Myers is going to be directing some of the episodes for the show, and it's being written by guys who have worked on Battlestar Galactica, Daredevil, and Heroes.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds promising, but
So
well, at least based on the resumes and whatnot. But
I think
wait to see.
the newer stuff will get a lot more love and attention than anything that's come out in the past like 10, 15 years.
Well, yeah, I think also there's a different focus too. You're able to do different things now with streaming.
Yeah, definitely.
Versus back then, it's pretty much you put it in a theater or you got to find a network to put your series on, or a straight to DVD movie.
Because after from 4 was the last one that ever was in release in theaters, and then from then 5 through 10 have all been straight to DVD market.
Well, I mean, and that when I start thinking about it, just thinking about going to Blockbuster and then the local video stores, I was seeing a lot of Hellraisers just pop up. I was like,
Yep,
that wasn't in the
that's
theater.
how that market survived.
I think no, all of Michael Myers movies were in the theater. So,
And the point was not even
He
to get
wins.
people to watch it, it's just to keep the name alive, so people would keep it fresh in the
fucking
consciousness.
Spider-Man movies. Man.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's what they would do with Fantastic Four. Oh shit, we gotta keep these rights. Just fucking make another one. Make the Human Torch black.
Yeah.
Like, just do something different. Like, huh? But keep his sister white. Oh, they fucking. I know how that goes. That'd be weird as shit. I could, if like
I'm sure people are fucking their stepsisters out there.
Interracial. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
If I had,
there's a lot of movies I see online with that plot.
dude, that's like
a lot.
that's taken over. Like,
Yeah.
porn. It's like to a point where like I'm not into the step sibling and stepmom porn, but every time I'm scrolling, it's like, son.
That is the
It'll be like spoiler, like you see them fucking like, and then you find out they're step siblings. Hello,
It's the
I didn't sign up for this.
So yeah, well that too. That shit.
You
But
just spring it on you. You put that shit in the title, bro.
I make sure I look at the titles real close. Like, okay.
Sometimes I
But,
put in the title.
But then, like on TikTok, they got a lot of that shit too. It's like, but there was some chick talking about, you know how I keep my husband happy? I won't play my mom. And it's this other lady that doesn't look very like she would be her mom. It was like, and then someone called her out on the video. This one chick was like, no, I went to school with you. That is not your mom. As a matter of fact, your mom was a very sweet lady. She did not look like that though. She was definitely an old woman. And I was like, damn, dude. Because my buddy, he's always like looking at these things like, I wonder if these things are real. I was like, dude, like, you have to understand, it's the internet.
It's entertainment.
Like,
I always think it's entertainment.
Everybody's trying to like make a name and get their face seen for something. Like, and I mean, I'm sure there's some freak parents out there, but I don't think the like mom was like, I'm gonna bang your husband and we're gonna talk about it on TikTok tonight. Wow, off topic again. All right.
I mean, it'd be like that. That's how podcasts be.
Yeah.
We chaotic energy over here.
I mean, you got 3 dudes who will talk about any fucking thing, and it's like, oh shit, I forgot we were talking about Hellraiser, weren't we? Like, I think that'll be the title of it. Anything but Hellraiser. So
like the reboot doesn't like. I want it to be. I want a majority of the original story, like the main plot lines, like how the box was made. Maybe not how. Not the space stuff when they get far in the future, but like from the box being made to modern times. I like that.
Yeah, that's
story.
the premise for that.
I like
Is
that
solid.
And I like the story of the first 3. Well, first 2 really.
Yeah, the first 2 is where
do with a girl.
Yeah, had to do with
So like this particular family, they got the box that from the first movie.
yeah.
So like I would like that story retold. So that would be a reboot, but it doesn't. Rebooting those stories doesn't mean you have to really reboot the entire universe. But like I said, it's like those are all standalone stories that can all coexist.
Yeah, that's true.
In the same space.
I mean,
and they could pretty much redo that original concept and then just tweak minor things here and there and have it be pretty fresh.
The only problem is like Doug Bradley's so iconic as Pinhead. Like
that's true.
It fucks with me.
What they have to do that they failed to do with the 2 guys that replaced him as the other 2 is they have to get somebody with a similar jawline, because that's why he's.
It won't be a completely different character. They have to.
Yeah, that's true.
They have to just step the fuck away and not. It's like Batman or anybody else. You just get the different feel to it altogether.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know that now that's been so long, unless you're not calling it Hellraiser, I don't know if you can separate Hellraiser from the Pinhead name.
Well, no, you still have to make a Pinhead, but I don't know. It just
you don't have to make him the center character, but that's what people will be clamoring for. And will it still get streamed as much, or will it make as much money in a theater if he's not the center character?
I think you can.
Well, he is.
I think you can, in some way, mention him put him there and keep him kind of in the
because
background.
the original concept, Joe's right. He was not supposed to be the main character, but people clamored for him so much after the first two movies. By the third movie, they made him the main character.
So I think also what goes with that, though, you need to make a strong story. I mean,
the first two had a strong story.
The Watchmen series on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as you're watching that series, you almost kind of start forgetting about the original Watchmen characters because you're getting such a strong story.
Yeah.
I think you could do that with Hellraiser too. You know, put Pinhead in there, just at least kind of allude
He's like
to
a side
him.
character.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be his story.
He and the original Cenobites were all supposed to be like equals. He just had the most speaking role in the first one.
He became the de facto leader at one point. But also, like, there is a princess of hell.
Yeah.
Dominique. Okay. Like, she's in 4. Like, she's also pivotal in that. Like, so it's weird because, like, it is, I think it is hell, right? At least a version of hell because there's magic and shit involved because there's demon summoning involved.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, like, this guy, this rich dude skinned a fucking chick, right? Mm-hmm. And then summoned a demon into the skin of this chick. Like, it's interesting shit, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna stick to Halloween.
Yeah. So the original concept was similar. It could have been called Hell, but they didn't necessarily. But Clive Barker never names it as Hell. Did he name it as Hell in the book?
Maybe not. Because it's not called Hellraiser. It's called the Hellbound Heart.
Yeah. Which is why they called the second one Hellbound.
Yep.
And so that original concept shows Leviathan as their leader that doesn't speak,
right?
And never goes, never
it
creates the Cenobites.
I mean, it's almost like cosmic horror. It's
it's
too much for you to comprehend.
The first two were very H.P. Lovecraft, where they don't explain a lot. Yeah. They show amazing concepts. Yeah. He took a lot from Lovecraft, and then in the third one, that starts to shift when Barker was no longer involved, and Miramax got a hold of it. And so everything from then on,
campy at that point. Like, I mean, the first two were campy by today's standards.
Yeah,
but they weren't by then standards.
No, that's true.
3 was fucking campy from the get-go.
I think. So Barker came back for the fourth one in an effort to kill the franchise. That's why he had the finite end.
So it's funny. I don't remember this, but like it happens to be like I recommend 1, 2, and 4. Like not really realizing.
But Barker didn't. Why. Barker directed and wrote the first one. He screenwrote the second one. Yeah. He was not involved at all with the third when Miramax started to get a hold of it. So he came back for the fourth one in order to kill it because he wanted to save his own name.
So like I happen to like all the ones.
So for the fourth one he wrote a definitive end, which is why it ends in space like that. He's like, he didn't want to be tied to it anymore, and he thought that would kill it. But Miramax wanted. The fourth one made a little bit of money because it was the last one in theaters. Yeah. I don't think it was really successful, but it made enough money for them to notice. So they kept on cranking out the straight-to-DVD ones that had nothing to do with
when something ends
Barker
so far enough in the future, it gives you room to play.
Yeah.
So like,
that's why.
Series is The Darkness, right? And they have it's like that. It has Tales of the Darkness. It tells the previous owners of the Darkness.
They can all be offshoots of the same thing.
Yeah, and then there's like Darkness Infinite, which is like.
And do they all still involve Jackie?
No.
Okay, they don't have to, right? Because there could be different avatars.
Just different people who had the darkness, just like Hellraiser just threw out of the box.
Yeah, exactly. Because it doesn't have Jackie doesn't always have to be the avatar for it.
But now, like I think, with mainstream consciousness, Hellraiser is completely tied to the box and Pinhead.
Yeah, the box I don't think you can get away with. With the reading because that's a reason.
I don't think you can get away with Pinhead, but I'm just saying like you have.
You could go back to the original concept where you have a whole bunch.
He's fucking old and he's not gonna live forever. Right?
No, you're not gonna get Doug Bradley to do it. I can see you doing like an on-screen cameo as like a nod.
Right, but like in order for the franchise to survive, you're gonna have to get
somebody to
a concept or a person to do this.
You got to get somebody that has a similar jawline, which is why the Pinhead looks so good on him, and it doesn't look good on the other guys who have replaced him because their jawline's different. So they have like it's the shape of his head.
I think also with the ideal of whatever they're doing, rebooting or a soft reboot of it, this is an opportunity to get someone that meets those features but younger.
So we can go on. Yeah,
or have it be not CG per se, but something that doesn't require you to. Well, Pinkerton's not going to listen to this, but he's going to hate it. You don't need a face. You don't need
Yeah, that's true.
a human face. It
Yeah.
could be a prosthetic, like Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Anyone can be fucking Chewbacca.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
They need to
Well,
do something
like
that
some of
with
the
Pinhead.
other Cenobites, you can do that. Like the original Chatterer was one of my favorites from the
Right.
because
And he was a kid. He was actually.
Yeah, he was a kid that had become.
So and the dog.
Yeah, the dog.
The dog too.
The dog in the fourth one was really cool.
Yeah.
And the duality guy was
Exactly.
twisted. He was badass looking.
So and anyone can be Jason. Anyone can
Yeah.
be Michael Myers. Anyone can be Chucky. That's the beauty of these things. They need to figure a way to deal with Pinhead.
Yeah, Freddy and Pinhead are the two hard ones to recast because they're so iconic, but done by the original
Now,
people.
for Chucky, was it the same person voicing Chucky?
No, it's
No,
Mark Hamill.
okay.
It's Mark Hamill.
Well, no, I'm not. Yeah, I know he did the newest one, but
Oh, yeah, I think it's the same person who did all
Yeah.
so,
So
I
in the new
think his
Chucky
voice though
It's
is
iconic.
Yeah, he.
That's
well,
that's the problem with
Yeah.
a Freddy too. It's not just a look because like, you can get away with prosthetics because he's so burnt up. You can probably
Yeah.
get someone looking similar, but like Freddy's personality and voice
yeah.
is very specific.
Mhm.
He's made he's made a whole career out of it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in very, very few things besides Freddy.
Yeah, Robert Englund didn't have a huge career before he started that, and then he really hasn't had
Freddy.
outside of
That's
that.
an amazing Freddy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, people love it for it.
They wanted someone older. They had their eyes on an older actor.
Didn't they have Rorschach do the? I haven't.
So
watched the
yeah, he
Yeah, the
did
reboot was
one.
the guy who played.
And I assumed that would be good because he's a good actor.
Jackie Earle Haley. Yeah, he's a great actor, and I did like the reboot, but people bashed it because it never took off.
I want to go back and rewatch it because
It
I
was
was
a good
one.
movie.
I was a person that didn't like it, but then I saw parts of it and I was like, I like these
Yeah.
parts.
Because the original concept, Robert Englund's version, he definitely was a pedophile. There was no question, right? And the new version is
Yeah.
questionable. Like the parents
So,
come after him,
okay.
and it's not really determined whether they burn him, but it's not really determined whether he did mess with the kids or not. The
he
parents
was
think he
accused
did.
of it.
He was
Okay.
accused of it, but it was never sorted whether he did it or not.
I might.
So the new
have to
version is
check it
a
out
slightly
tonight.
different twist on it.
Yeah, I mean, it would give a character a very different. Well, this is not.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. This is not Freddy podcast.
It's not Freddy's podcast
Dude,
either.
we all love fucking horror movies.
Dude,
Obviously,
dude.
We'll talk about all the. Dude, we'll do all the horror movies. Just the three of us.
like,
Dude,
I was
if
gonna
you
say,
ever do
honestly,
want to do
we-
John Carpenter's The Thing, hit me up.
We just watched John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. Like.
Oh yeah,
3 nights ago.
you could do a whole episode on John Carpenter. I'm there.
They
So
live-
that was something that I considered
Yeah,
because I was trying to figure
They
out
Live is
what
so
did I want to do, and I was like, I need to make it something that's tangible for me. That I can like at least be involved. I was like,
All his films
except for
are
this one, I'm just like,
favorites,
yeah, this
man.
is you guys. But the other ones is like,
No,
look,
like we can talk about all these movies. All
Yeah.
the three of us,
Yeah.
obviously, every time we mention anything, we know about.
yeah,
it.
we start going into like all these other details about it. There's a I want to say 6-hour documentary on Shudder about Nightmare on Elm Street.
Just on Nightmare, right?
Yes, and then there's also a 3-hour documentary on Nightmare on Elm Street too. Yeah,
I want to see the thing that I hit you up about the Eli Roth thing, where
yeah.
it's the history
So,
of horror. 'Cause he's hosting it.
there's that, and then there's a series on Shudder. I don't think it's that though.
Okay.
But it might be, but
Because this thing was advertised on AMC. I saw it today when I was at the car dealership.
so it probably is the same thing because the one that's on Shudder, I think it has 2 seasons, and I know it came from something else, so it
yeah,
probably
it
is.
looked like
this.
it was going to be a new season of a recurring show. So.
And that's actually really a really
Okay, 'cause,
fucking
well,
good
if
series.
you're going to get anybody to host it, Eli Roth's kind of like the modern master. Of
I mean,
horror.
not even just that though. Like just the stuff they talk about, like they go over.
How far do they go back in the first season?
So what
They
they
go back
do
all the
is
way
they
to,
go
like-
into certain genres or like creatures, like they'll go into like kids,
Okay.
or creature features.
Creature's
or,
my favorite. Stuff.
things like that. Zombies,
Okay.
vampires. They'll do a specific episode and then they start talking about the different films in those areas. That's really good. In Search of Darkness 1 and 2. Those.
Yeah,
are like
I remember those are
4
only available through some DVD. Or are they on Shudder?
Yeah, they're both on Shudder now.
Because otherwise,
Because like
you can't find them
So
anywhere.
I watched that first one. That's a long fucking documentary as well. And I was like, give me the second one now. And they're
Because
like,
it's done by all the special effects creators who work for like Stan Winston and everybody else.
You had all the special effects guys. You had some actors and actresses there as well. You had Corey Taylor from Slipknot in there talking
because he's a big fan.
Talking a lot about horror, like his relationship with horror films. It's like, dude, this is really fucking good. So all of that, just once you get in,
Yeah, because I follow
dig
Stan
in.
Winston on his studio now on Facebook, and they show all these old videos from behind the scenes at Jurassic Park, and all the horror shit, and like making Pumpkinhead and all the alien stuff is fascinating.
All I know is he keeps trying to sell me on his art program on Instagram.
Dude, yeah. Well, that's
bro,
the
stop trying to sell me on your fucking
the
program,
Facebook.
bro.
The Facebook videos are to do that, to sell me on going through the art program. It's like, god damn.
But there's some, you forget, like there's.
If they caught me at a younger age, I probably would go for it.
If I understood things at a younger age, like I love horror movies, but it never clicked to me like this could be something that's for me a career. I can like really get into this, because when all of us were kids, we were told one thing, and so one thing was like, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do this. You can't have fun with your career. You got to be miserable like us.
Yeah,
and it's like, and it's like, I don't want to be miserable. Well, I'm like, and that guy was like, hey, let me eat these drugs. I'm not miserable at all. I feel great, and now I do jiu-jitsu, and it's just fucking weird. There's
all these strong franchises, but like you forget, like I grew up with the horror movies too. Channel 45 Creature Feature every fucking Saturday right after like Kung Fu theater, and like do like ants and like fucking slugs.
Yeah,
slugs fuck me up. Slugs make me not want to eat lettuce for like the longest fucking time.
So I remember seeing like I saw. Well, let me.
I remember a worms one that was like pretty nasty.
The slugs one was on, and it was just, there was something about it that like the music, something made me like no. And I was the kind of kid where, you know, my mom was the kind of mom that she would watch horror movies with me in the room and was like, no, it's okay, he'll be fine. I wasn't. And then she like leave me at home in a dark house. For years I thought we didn't have electricity. No, we did, because the TV was on, and like Channel 50 in Detroit was basically Night Gallery.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember just being up late and like so we didn't have a door to the bedroom either. So you look out that bedroom and it is pitch black. And I remember one year just locking myself in the closet and going to sleep. I was like, "Fuck this! If you coming for me, you got to come earn this through this door." Which
he turns around, looks at the camera. They're here.
But like growing up watching all these horror movies made me desensitized. So like I'm never scared of it anymore. I just like the story aspect of horror movies. I don't know, because some people get scared, and I'm like, man, I wish I could get scared of horror movies.
Well, I still get nervous here and there, but I don't get scared like I did when I was a kid.
I'm too logical now. I'm like,
the logic.
Yeah, that's what. There. Like, it takes me a second for my logic brain to come. Like, I'll be nervous for a few minutes, and then I'll realize my logic brain kicks in. It's like, oh no, that can't actually happen.
So there was I got text, I guess, something from a friend talking about this company will pay $1,300 to anyone that will watch these 13 films. And I posted on Facebook, and everybody starts going into this. Those movies aren't scary. I could think of a scary list, and it's not about. They weren't trying to promote it as like the scariest films. They're talking about the budget. They're trying to basically see if the budget has anything to do with the amount of fear, because they're going to strap you to a heart rate monitor and kind of get your reaction based off of it. And
so the 13 are all across the board as far as budget.
Yes. So this is the list, the Scary Movie Queue. This is a mix of high budget and low budget horror movies. Number 1, Saw. Number 2, Amityville Horror, and I think it's very important.
Which one?
It's important
Ryan Reynolds is too fucking sexy in a goddamn movie for me to be scared.
Yeah, look.
I did like that version.
He's just fucking wet,
like walking around with no shirts.
I'm straight as fuck, but that man made me question shit.
I looked at him and was like, then I looked at me.
That movie, I can't do that. After seeing him do other stuff, that movie proved to me that he can actually act.
No, he can't. Yeah.
But the original Amityville actually does still fuck with me.
Which version are they talking about?
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say. See, that matters, because there is different budget constraints that the original had, the new one did not.
I'm going to assume the new one, though, because most of these films are newer films.
It was good. He was distracting, but it was good.
Yeah. It was enjoyable.
I thought that was great.
It had as opposed to the original one, there were things that were done different that added a level of shock.
See, I barely remember the original one. I know I saw it at one point, but I can't.
The original one, I mean, they took out some things that weren't necessarily important to the film, but it was important to show the change in George. Because there's a point in the original where, you know, the brother-in-law is getting married, and they're supposed to cover the reception. And like, that it's at the house, and it's just his anger is slowly growing, and then suddenly they don't have the money for the caterers, and George's demeanor. You start seeing that shift, and I think those things were very important in that original one. That's what's good about old horror, though, is they did a really good job at building that character and showing you the changes that came with the characters versus now they just want to jump scare you. And
they do jump scares and special effects that they couldn't afford in the original, in the old stuff.
Number 3, A Quiet Place.
I like that one.
That one was really good.
Sometimes movies I'm not sure personally for myself whether I put it in category of horror or just sci-fi fantasy.
Same.
See, that's a borderline one for me.
So The Quiet Place, because of the kids, will play more as a horror for me in that regard, just because of the ideal of trying to keep my kids safe, but also realize my kid won't shut the fuck up. So it's like, look, if you don't shut up, I'm going to have to let you go because I'm not trying to die. I got shit to do. I'm not a fucking bad parent. Don't anybody at me about that
you're
shit.
Just being an honest human being is all. It's like Jurassic Park. It's not horror, but you can probably argue that it's an horror.
See,
I would
both
say,
of those fall in the creature risk, and creature can go both sci-fi or horror for me.
Yeah.
So, like Alien Predator stuff is definitely walks that line for me.
Well, 1 is definitely a horror.
Yeah.
2 is
Yeah,
questionable.
yeah.
But it's that horror element.
But same with Predator. It can the first Predator can be kind of a horror film and kind of a science fiction film.
Agree.
The second one you get way more sci-fi.
I think that's why HBO, when they have their categories listed, is horror and sci-fi.
Yeah.
Because when I'm flipping through, there's some films like that's not fucking horror.
Then you go something like Pumpkinhead, where it's still a creature film, but it's definitely a little more horror because there's a little more mythology to it.
Yeah. Number 4 is A Quiet Place 2, which
I need to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
So that they put both of those on there.
yeah. It's fine, but look, like I said, not everything is a fucking sequel.
Yeah, I mean, the first one seems to be a complete story.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how much you can add to it.
The second one is decent. If you like the first one, see the second one. It's.
I mean, I plan to watch it just whenever I can pirate it. Basically, it's like Sinister. First Sinister was fucking great.
Yeah, I've never seen that. That Ethan Hawke, right?
The second,
as the dad. Okay.
The second one didn't add anything to it.
So the second one,
it fucking diluted it.
The only thing that the second one gave me, like the depth, like the recorded depths, were a little bit more intricate.
Yes,
but it didn't add to the lore of the movie at all. Yeah, if anything, it watered it down and made me dislike the lore more. Okay. So
see, that's why I liked Insidious 2, because it added to it. So it wasn't necessarily necessary, but the first one had such a fantastic cliffhanger that they felt they had to do a second one, of course, because it
so the second one I'm okay with it. I would have been happy without, but I was fine with the second one. Then of course it makes money, so hey, let's make a third one. Which
I never saw.
Which one was the one with the Cancer Man? Is that the third one?
Yes.
Okay. See, I never saw
that one was trash. The fourth one wasn't great.
The fourth one had the key fingers, right?
Yes.
In the ad?
I didn't watch that one.
That fourth, I would
because that's where the old lady from the original 2 came back.
Yes, it's got some twists that really saves it. It's not a bad movie, but that twist. When I saw that twist, I was like, "Oh fuck!" That I'm getting goosebumps now because it just changed. The entire way I looked at that movie.
Mostly because the acting and the story.
Again, it doesn't really add to what anything to the originals at all. It's just kind of another film that's in the series. And then number 5, we have Candyman. Now,
I haven't watched the remake yet. I know it just came out.
I would have to say it's the original because the remake is still it actually just popped up on my TV. I could rent it
like last week.
I just saw it. I just saw the new one.
So how you feel?
I liked it a lot. I've seen people bashing it a lot online, and I don't have strong connection to the originals. Tony Todd was awesome and iconic for that role, and they give him a nice nod at the end of this. And some people say it's a terrible nod, but I don't think so because the way they wrote this, all the originals can still exist. In the same universe.
Well, and that's what I got that feeling that it was just kind of a continuation.
Yeah, this is a soft reboot at best. And I love that. I think that this was very well written.
And
I'm curious to hear your take on it because you probably know the original. I only ever seen the first 2 originals and I don't remember much about them.
I just watched.
Because how many were there?
There's at least 3.
Okay.
I only watched the first one.
I watched the first and the second one, which those 2 work out well. The third one,
I never saw the third one.
straight to DVD or straight to
Okay.
VHS, and it was complete.
Because the first one
trash.
started in like early 90s, right? And the second one was mid 90s?
92,
Okay.
95, and then I want to say 98, 97
Yeah.
was the third one. And honestly, I just really, about a year ago, sat down and really paid attention to Candyman. I've watched it, but I
And
never
again, the only reason I
held it.
saw those was because of comic book ads.
Yeah, yep.
Candyman and Hellraiser Bloodlines were in every fucking comic book that I owned when I was in every 90s comic book.
That was
And Mortal Kombat ads
yeah.
for the games. And
But I'm going to assume that this is the original Candyman that
Yeah.
is on the list. That's my assumption because the new one it's too new. But then again, so is A Quiet Place 2. Insidious is number 6.
okay.
Blair Witch Project is number 7.
I hated that movie.
Sinister is number 8.
Ah.
Get Out is number 9.
Good one.
Number 10 is The Purge.
Okay. Good one.
11 is Halloween from 2018. 12 is Paranormal Activity, and 13 is Annabelle, which
I don't know if I watched. I'm not sure if I
don't watch Annabelle. Like the sequels, yeah. that
The
was,
first Annabelle was not good.
I didn't think it was
I don't
good.
remember.
But
But
the-
so you still sat down to watch the sequels, even though you didn't like the first
There's
one.
so
Yeah.
many fucking movies in that universe.
Yeah, I've never seen any of them.
I confused
I've never
which
seen
ones
any
I
of the
watched and which
Conjurings.
ones I haven't.
so I'm surprised that The Conjuring isn't on this list.
Right.
Because
Yeah, I would-
that,
That was a good one.
like that falls into that pocket because Annabelle is in that universe.
Right.
The producers and director of Insidious did The Conjuring.
Yeah, all these
So
are
it's the
pretty
same
modern.
actors,
All these
too.
are pretty modern, other than
Yeah.
Candyman.
Yeah, and Candyman is questionable because it's like it could be the new one if they have access to it, but I'm gonna assume no.
There's not many classics on this list.
No, and I think that's the thing though that they're going with is budget. They're talking about high budget versus low budget, and obviously the low budget we have on there is Paranormal Activity,
The Blair Witch.
I don't know what the budgets were like for. I think Saw was low budget,
Yeah, the original.
but everything else on here.
I'm curious because the original Hellraiser was low budget. Bringing it back to that, it was less than $1 million. He had $900,000 to make that movie,
Sheesh.
which is why he could only afford 2 known actors, and the rest of the people were his friends, basically.
The girl from Hellraiser, she was in a horror movie I just watched on Shudder.
Who the girl who played Kirsty?
Yeah. What the fuck was the movie though? And the movie was actually
Ashley Lawrence.
the movie was not really good, but it was entertaining because it was so fucking stupid. And it's like, dude, it was about a kid that basically he fucking kills a family. He's pushed through the foster care system. He kills another family. They push him through. And it's like, you motherfuckers don't see the connection here. Like,
They don't care enough to. Is what it is.
not only that, no adult thought to fucking punch that little kid in the fucking mouth. Because I would have. I'm gonna tell you right now. Like I told you, my daughter like walked up on me like she was ready to square up. Like she walked up, got in my face, and we stared for about what I want to say 15 seconds. Then she moved closer. Like I need to get up closer on him to let him know I mean business. So I gave her like the little chop with my hand, like the thumb and like index like, to the chest. I was like. Normally you hit somebody in the throat with that and like drop them. I hit her in the like in kind of the sternum here. I was like, back up off me, son. And then she like giggled and like walked off. I was like, yo, this little fucking kid, like Sarah wants to put her in dance. I'm like, no, we need to get her in jiu-jitsu now because she's gonna get in a lot of fights. She keeps like saying fucked up shit about the kid across the street. She's like, oh, she's annoying. It's like, yo, chill, because that little girl's got a lot of rage. She will fuck you up. It's like you don't know how to fight yet, even though I showed you, how to throw some kicks. Yeah, like
It's not the same thing.
Like
as
your
knowing
kicks
how
are
to
low; they're too low. You throw that kick too low, that little girl's gonna pop you in the jaw and then fucking tackle you. You can't even fucking pull guard or retain guard right now, you little brat. Like, quit trying to be a bully. This isn't a jiu-jitsu podcast. This is horror movies. So let's go ahead and get back to the show. But yeah, that list. Everybody posted on Facebook, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's not a scary list at all." And it's like, can you guys not read a fucking thing? It says.
Who don't read?
They're talking about budgets. They're not talking about scary. And I applied. I was like, so what
did you have to do to apply?
The normal, like, write your shit and say why you would be a good candidate for this. And then they ask for your social media info, like,
Oh no,
like a link.
That's a red flag.
Well, they asked to say, send us, like to your your social media page. So I sent them to BJJ Wiki. I was like, I got 53,000 followers there. So if anything, that might help me get picked for like, this guy, he's got a following. I don't. Like they're
BJJ Wiki has a following.
To the nerd rage, bro.
I'm willing to bet those are a lot of sex bots that I've just put on block. Like, so right
Send him
now,
over to Raul.
Why did my cat give me bedroom eyes?
what?
That cat wants some attention. He's like,
Oh,
you're ignoring
I
me.
just
and
got the
don't like
wink.
He's winking.
I just got the wink.
Why is my
What's
cat
up?
like super into Dante? I don't understand.
Hey, afterward, me and you, son.
This is my black cat. He's like, oh, it's Halloween talk.
He's like, I'm down for
I like
this.
that. I like this horror shit.
Yeah, like
The cat's like, you are new people here. You're not giving me any attention.
and not only that,
So I'm just
sitting
looking at all
perfect
your
in the chair,
wires and shit.
Yeah.
as if they're
He's
part of the show.
Yep.
He's like,
He thinks he is.
He's like,
Hey,
yo,
you want a mic?
I got some extra headphones and everything. What's up? You down? No, all right.
So I can talk about some black cat shit.
Yo, now, Will, what if the guy just started talking?
Bro.
Dude, I would shit a brick. I'm out.
I'd probably like, you know what?
I'm taking my headphones. I'm
I got
going
some
home.
shit to do. I'm leaving all my equipment. I don't even fucking care. I'm out.
Joe's house is cursed.
They were like, so were we ever gonna get those Halloween episodes? Nah.
Nah, man.
The podcast is done. Never again.
The podcast got too real.
Like we were talking about
Bounce.
horror movies, and all of a sudden the cat started talking with us. It was like, what the fuck? And we just talked with it as if that shit was normal for about 5 minutes. We realized, yo, there's a fucking cat talking to us. Like, am I high? Like, because I have in the middle of the podcast just popped an edible, just looked at my buddy, was like, yeah, I look at him and I was like,
This like road trip where the dog starts talking. You can tell that bitch and they're making some blueberry pancakes.
oh, that is the greatest part of that fucking movie.
He's like, what?
He's like, hey, old man, why don't you go tell that old bitch and make me some blueberry pancakes right now? And he just
That's
looked
the
at
best
him
scene
and
ever.
nodded. Like,
Yep. Oh my god.
yeah. Oh shit.
That's one of the best stoner scenes ever made.
I'm glad you reminded me of that shit because I remember we would rewind that shit over and over.
Except, you know what the
and just
cat is saying? He's like, you pet me or I'm going to take your fucking soul.
laugh. Yeah, have fun with that. That shit is fucking destroyed. Yeah, I ain't really got much more questions about Hellraiser because
Well, you got your cards. I can go on and
I
on
do.
in any direction you want.
I was going to get
Do you
to
have
the cards.
Hellraiser specific cards in there or no?
No, it's
Okay.
well. There are some Hellraiser questions. These are all actually very.
Are they
easy
tarot cards?
questions. Oh, I wish. I actually have like 4 boxes of
Oh my
tarot
God.
cards. Like,
All right, let's get that in the Ouija board.
It gets
You know?
creepy in the house sometimes.
Yeah, no, man.
No Ouija
you don't fuck
boards.
with the dark forces, bro.
Like,
I'm a man of science, but I will not have no planchettes in my
It's
fucking house.
Same. It's like I'm all about
that noise.
science, and there's always a logical explanation for everything until something starts floating around your
Yeah.
house, and it's like that's not science based.
Yeah.
That's
no.
that's a ghost.
I don't want to push that shit.
Gotta go. You know, if you got a Ouija board and that shit starts moving out, you touch it.
So-
it's like,
so-
I'm out.
Not having no.
You don't have
fucking in my house.
a lemon configuration box in your house with all your collectibles?
No, only the one that came with.
Yeah, the mini one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a little Hellraiser
So-
Pinhead figure, and he come with a mini one, but I don't have an actual representation of the box other than that.
So I'm going to ask you guys this because I've talked to you before about me moving forward with my collection. Like, I've got pretty much the legends that I need.
Okay.
You know, with a couple.
But I mean, you and I go
of-
back and forth on new stuff that comes out all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I always say like I'm done, but then they drop.
And I
something
brought
new
something
from
in my
the
car
90s.
that you
That's
need
the
to
thing
see.
with Legends and any kind of
Yeah.
collection that's ongoing. They're gonna keep making shit.
Yeah.
And eventually, they're gonna make something you want.
So for the most part, with legends, I have what I need. There's just a few figures from X Factor. Excalibur. I
They're
need.
doing that 3-pack that you're gonna.
Yep. All I need is Rachel Summers, and I'm
That's the
done.
one I want. I don't even care about Excalibur. I want
X
her.
Factor. I do need a real Wolfsbane figure.
Yeah,
And I
that's gonna be
need
a long time coming.
Farrell from X Force, and I'm pretty much set for my '90s X teams. I'm good.
Okay.
Now I'm doing the Age of Apocalypse because they're gonna crank them out, so they know. All right, well, this dumb fuck's gonna buy them, and yeah, I am. Sarah,
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna eventually make some shit that you're gonna want.
Yeah.
and Sarah just pre-ordered the second Age of Apocalypse wave for me. This, like we were talking about last night. She's looking on Target for something,
Dude.
like shit for Sophie. She goes, "Do you need any legends?" I was like,
3 Walgreens today. No fucking Nova.
Did-
3 different Walgreens.
Did they have any legends at all?
Yes, they did, but like
Wasp.
old shit.
Wasp, Medusa,
Dude,
Ant-Man.
I was so pissed because I happened to be in a different area when I was dealing with my car, and I was like, "All right, it's new Walgreens." I was stop there. Nope. But Diamond Gallery is making a little mini Nova statue that I'm definitely going to get for like $40. So I was like, "All right."
I'm only going to
I may not even go
Walgreens.
for the Legends anymore.
I don't even know that I want Nova. I'm just going in there for the chase.
No,
Just to
I
get
want
it.
the Nova because
Yeah, pretty much if I find it, it's yours, but it's just really the chase. It's like,
and
I'm going there.
They were doing Quasar too eventually, right? Because that's the other one I want.
I heard, but I haven't
I've seen a picture of it.
You've seen it? I
Yeah.
haven't.
But that was supposed to be another Walgreens exclusive. Of course, they're doing all those solo.
So
Anyway,
my next evolution in action figure collecting is horror figures.
Yeah, they're making
Oh, yeah.
good looking ones. So you saw the one on Bobby's shelf, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm not sure.
I want somebody to
Super Seven?
redo-
I don't know what company it is, but they look great though.
I'm definitely getting the Michael Myers.
NECA has the rights to everything.
Okay. Yeah.
I hate their fucking products, but they make so much stuff that it's
Yeah.
hard to ignore them.
So definitely getting Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy. My fourth one is always one that I'm like, I don't know that I have an attachment to a fourth franchise. I talked to someone today, they're like, do Chucky. And I was like,
Yeah, it depends on what you have attachment to.
I don't know that I really care about Chucky that much. And not only that, for what it'll probably cost, I don't want to spend money on like a 3-inch
It'll
tall
probably come with
figure.
a Bride of Chucky though.
I don't want
I'm
the bride.
assuming.
She's
Yeah.
a fucking cunt too. I like Jennifer
Jennifer
Tilly.
Tilly?
For Tilly?
I love her, but that little fucking doll, I will fucking throw it in a fucking fireplace. Fuck her. Then I thought about Pinhead, and I was like, I have zero attachment to
Yeah,
Hellraiser.
he's basically the only horror guy I have because I got a NECA one that's just like a mini statue. It doesn't really figure.
Then Ghostface from Scream. I was like, I have a little attachment to it, but I just don't feel like that's a horror. Yeah, I don't think that's a horror Mount
after
Rushmore.
that, dude, after the comedies came out, I said I don't know if I can take that character seriously anymore.
Not only that, when you watch Scream, like just the way that he's getting knocked around
Yeah.
and he's falling, it's like,
It's just a dude. It's just a fucking dude.
It's because it's fucking Matthew Lillard.
You can
the
take him
strong
out,
hand.
Yeah.
bro. You can take him out.
yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, how are y'all getting
Dude,
killed by this dude? Like,
You could kill Matthew Lillard with barely.
the same thing I say in anything is, if these motherfuckers trained, they wouldn't be getting fucking killed by these regular average ass dudes. Wait, what the fuck? We were watching this shit on Hulu last night. 9 Perfect Strangers. Pretty fucking good. I recommend it.
Okay.
But there's a scene where a chick runs up to the host of the cult, because that's what it is. It's a cult. Like, just call it what it is. It's a cult. I love cults. I'm always in for cults. But this chick runs up with the dumb choke, the 2 arms extended around the neck. And I look at Sarah's like, look at these bitch ass.
bro.
Dude, if somebody tried to choke me like that, first off, I'm breaking your fucking arms, and then I'm gonna hit you in your nuts.
Yep.
Like, and people are like, well, you're a man.
Punch in
You,
the throat.
you shouldn't hit somebody in the nuts. Fuck you.
No.
You. If somebody's trying to choke me, they're going down.
Anyone, look, this is what anyone who talks about a fair fight, that's like it's never been a real fight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the red flag. That's an immediate tell. Like when
And
you
that's
start talking
why-
about fair fight, I'm like, oh, you never fought before.
That's why Batman works as a character.
That's
He
what I always
doesn't
say. It's
fight
like,
fair.
look, yes, I know jujitsu. Will I use jujitsu in the fight? Probably not. I will use some,
Yeah, you'll use some of it,
Elements.
but it's gonna be a mix.
but I'm biting the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah.
If I get close enough, which
That's why
is the
UFC
objective,
has some minor amount of rules, so it's not a street fight.
I mean, yeah, don't fuck with me. I will bite you in the face. Like, I've done it. I've bitten people in the face. I've bitten people in the stomach. I'm not losing that fight.
It's a survival thing, bro. Like a real fucking fight. Like not just fighting with the friends, but like you are fist fighting, but you get over it, or like someone in school that you know.
Yeah,
If
you're fighting to survive.
Oh, yeah.
a
all
stranger.
bets are off. Yeah.
If
I'm,
you're fighting a stranger that you don't know, like, bro, you don't know what they're gonna do.
yeah, exactly. Which is why you need to shut them off as quick as
You fucking him
possible.
in nuts.
So
that's the
yeah,
first thing to
hit
go
him in the nuts. Yeah, choke him
Punch him in the
unconscious.
throat.
Yeah, eye gouging, which
Yep.
is my personal favorite.
It's easy. They're right there. They're right in the
Yep,
face.
Yep, it's like popping grapes out.
Yep.
But yeah, Scream, no attachment just because they're stupid. Someone did mention Leatherface. I don't have a tight attachment there, but
I don't have attachment to that.
but
either,
that is iconic, I think. So,
it is. Yeah.
What Jeepers Creepers though, bro?
Are you doing?
ooh, I don't know.
See,
if that
creature-wise,
exists.
Jeepers Creepers is interesting because the wings and everything.
Yeah, if I could find one, yeah, that.
I'm-
I would want both modes. I would want
Okay.
a trench coat man,
Yeah.
and I would want demon man.
Dude,
Yes,
I'll tell
yeah.
you right now, NECA has definitely made one because they've made fucking everything.
Yeah, I mean, just fucking like I go to BBTS and it's like,
Wait, are you doing a Leatherface coverage for Texas Chainsaw? Because that's a
No.
huge franchise. That's one of the oldest.
not
There's
yet.
only 4 weeks, and there's like 80
Yeah.
franchises we've already mentioned.
So yeah,
It is one of the OG's ones.
there's 4 weeks, but there'll probably be 6 episodes. So there will be a double up on
That's
2
okay.
of those
It's all right.
weeks.
Good. I'm
But
ready for it.
but yeah, I haven't. I'm not gonna do Leatherface or Texas Chainsaw
And you're
Massacre
not doing
yet.
full creature stuff like Alien Predator stuff.
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, if this podcast is around in another year,
All right. Well, if
Chances
you do Alien
are-
Predator stuff, you hit
trust me.
up. Hit me and Joe up.
Phil, I know. You like you're like the prostitute that keeps saying like, "Hey, the price is going down." It's like. I know. I'm gonna call you. I just don't need a hand job right now. I can do it better. Like
I can do it
relax.
myself.
I don't. A hand job is so fucking insulting when chicks starts jerking.
But
It's like
I've never had a hand job better than my own.
exactly.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
my
I've
wife
had
tried. It
you
was
better
like
than
I
what
looked
you-
at my wife. I was like, look, I've been together for 20 years, but come on now. I've been doing this for fucking 30. Like get on my face. Like I got 10
You
years
have to
on
offer
me.
me something I can't offer myself, which is like
Yeah, head. I mean,
mouths, vaginas, anuses,
yeah. I mean,
things that I don't have.
I'm not into feet, but look, if you throw your feet on it,
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
I
little,
can't throw my own feet on mine.
Yeah.
it's a little fucking weird, but I mean, it's new.
It's different.
It's different. Hey,
Something you don't
it's
get.
not yourself.
As long as you got good foot control, you gotta have good dexterity.
You don't wanna get crushed.
Like, yeah, if you drop your heel into my nuts, we're in butt naked jiu-jitsu at that point. Like, I'm definitely taken aback and I'm definitely choking. Well, then they're probably like, oh, more.
Hey, man. Now we're back on the Hellraiser stuff with sadomasochism and
Dude, I'm gonna have so many people not show up for the second episode. They're gonna like, fuck this guy. But then again, people keep showing up. Like, I had like a couple recent episodes. I was like, those are definitely gonna do nothing. It's like, oh shit, people are listening. Oh wow, more listeners. I wouldn't have listened to those episodes.
I often feel that way.
Like, it's something. Sometimes, like, I record, I'm just like, yeah, this is just a filler episode. I'm just doing this because I want to have something. Like, I'm going to record with my wife tomorrow. I don't have any plan. We're just gonna talk.
now we get back to the Hellraiser topic because we're talking about pleasure, pain, and the balance between those, which was Clive Barker's concept.
I'm not into the pain part though. I'm all into pleasure, but pain, I don't know. That shit is weird. Which is probably why I'm not really into the franchise either.
Okay.
It's because I think that kind of throws me off. I'm like, I don't know about this. I can't jack off of this tonight. Like Friday the 13th, you see a couple titties, like, oh, that's a sex scene. Like Hellraiser's like, oh
Hellraiser,
shit, there's a titty. Wait, whoa, what are those hooks?
There's a
Monster.
sex scene with
Monster sex scene.
coated in blood and
A skinless chick.
skinless chick. Yeah.
So yep, I think
He's out.
I feel like I know skinless has been something I've seen in Hellraiser, and I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? I think I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and watch some Looney Tunes, and I'll call it a night. All right.
Yeah, it basically put a whole new level of gore in American cinema that hadn't existed yet.
Or at least had it.
And the effects were really good in the first one. With
the budget he had, he did amazing shit.
with the brother coming back together.
Yeah, that was
So yeah,
all
that
stop
did look
motion.
good.
Goddamn amazing!
Yeah, it's fucking freaky and it's all stop motion and it's fantastic.
It's so smooth.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
knowing that budget was what it is,
yeah.
and then seeing
It's
how
almost-
good
he
that
only had
looked, I have a new
$99,000,
respect
which is why
for
they
it.
focused a lot on that. Is because that's the best special effects shots he could do. And at the very end, the stop motion like creature coming out of the fire was fantastic.
I mean, that's also something that I feel like with a good director, a good visionary.
Well,
They
Clive
can make that
Barker's
shit
visionary
happen.
sense is amazing, but his major problem was most of his stuff is so overly ambitious, it only really works in print media, because when you try to translate to screen, no company will be willing to give a Spielberg-sized budget to a horror movie.
But nowadays it's different.
Nowadays
say-
is different, but
30
they're,
years ago it's different.
they're
Nowadays,
still not like you can't. You're not going to get a Spielberg-size budget, even in a
No,
mainstream.
but you
one.
get a good.
You'll
you
get
can
a
get a good chunk of money.
Yeah, you can get a good
Yeah.
chunk of money, but
You'll get more
it's-
than $1 million.
Yeah, you'll get more than $1 million. But I mean, even like the newer what's the Blumhouse? The whole concept of Blumhouse starting as a company was
Yeah.
they're only doing $1 million movies. That's it.
Yeah.
And they made and until recently they made
They
the whole everything they made was $1 million or less.
and that's the thing too, though. It's like as time starts moving on, though, it becomes a question of can we sustain this?
Yeah.
Because
And now they don't need to because they're beyond the $1 million mark.
like them, and there's another studio that
Because Barker's stuff has always been truncated in what it can have budget wise. Even Midnight Meat Train.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was him. And that was Bradley Cooper before he ever won an Oscar.
Or, anybody cared about him.
Yeah, before, I mean, he would never do
Was
a
it
movie
before
like...
Wedding Crashers?
It was... No, it was around the same time as Wedding Crashers.
I was like,
It was right after Wedding Crashers.
I just watched Wedding Crashers the other night, and I love the scene every time where they're playing
But it was
touch
before...
football. He's fucking Vince Vaughn up.
It was before the first...
Hangover.
Yeah, it was before the first Hangover.
Yeah. I mean, that was the one where we all knew, like, hey, it's this guy.
Yeah.
And he talks a bunch, and he's really cool and hip. And I want to fucking punch him in the face to him.
Well, I also loved him in the remake of was it Mr. T? Where he played Face.
Yeah,
he played the
18.
good-looking guy Face. He was great. He was perfect for that role.
Probably.
And he'd never do a movie like that now either.
Yeah, I mean, motherfuckers forget where they fucking came from.
He did Limitless too before he got an Oscar.
I like the movie.
Yeah, I
Limitless was
actually
great.
liked it, but it's like, okay, why did he do that? But, dickhead. But, I liked the movie. It was a fun movie, fun concept. A lot of those movies are fun, though, like Lucy, Limitless.
Oh, Lucy, I love. But
What was
I
that
love
other
it because
fucking
Luc Besson.
one? There's another one that's similar in that same pocket. It's the same fucking thing. Why did I just say it like that? Either way, I think it's A24. That's the other studio I think about with.
Everything A24 makes, I will go see because I've never been.
I said that too until I saw Saint Maud. No,
you didn't like that? Yeah, that's right. We did talk. You didn't like it. I thought
like-
Saint Maud was cool.
It was just
I have mixed feelings about it.
it was just a bunch of build up to nothing for me.
See, that was a great rug pull where they finally show where it can be open to interpretation is how crazy she is.
Well, yeah,
How she's really
and
experienced.
if I wanted to see that, I'd just go up to Detroit and see my mom.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
So I like that being a little open to interpretation.
Actually,
It's an interesting concept.
my niece and I were going to discuss Midsummer and
see, I own that.
Hereditary. So
I love
that
Midsommar.
will be our episode. She
Okay,
and
cool.
we are going to talk about those. So I got to watch those again.
Nice.
Which I did just watch Midsummer recently because I like the concept.
Summer I really
I think
like.
it's overrated. It's enjoyable, but it's just a bunch of fucking crazy white people doing crazy white people things.
Yeah, I like crazy white people doing crazy white
But like people
because
hyped it up so much to be like this fucking next greatest thing, and I was like, it's fine.
so no, it's definitely in that fine category.
Yeah, it's serviceable, but like it's not a fucking award-winning nothing.
Oh no, not by any means. It falls in that category of cult shit, and I like cult
I
shit.
love culture shit,
And that's why I loved it because it's like, yo, this is some shit that it's like because there's a black dude there's like, son.
I mean, he saw the red flags, but it's too late. He's stuck there.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. It's like,
He's
son,
stuck there trying to write his research papers. Like, oh, dude.
fuck that paper. It's just like Get Out. It's like hold on, wait, what the fuck are they auctioning here?
Yeah.
Like, what are these guys
There's a
doing?
lot of red flags here, buddy.
It's like
are you doing?
you should have left a long time ago. I mean, now every time I see a white person, it's like, hey, you want to come over and hang out with my family? No, I'm good. I'm all right. Y'all having tea? Nope, I'm all right. Like even when I go over to my in-laws for Christmas Eve, I'm still worried about what Rose is making. I'm like, what you making in there, Rose? All right, cool.
I brought my own food. I got a doggy bag.
It's like I stopped at Mickey D's on the way in, so I'm all right though. You keep the deviled eggs; they look good, but you can keep them. They smell delicious. Oh, you got Swedish meatballs? Word. Well, I'm all right though because I got a Big Mac and a fry and a double quarter pounder as well with cheese. So, but I'm not hungry because I know how they're gonna try to do. They're gonna try to like harvest my organs, son. And then I gotta tell Sophie, yo, watch out! Don't fucking hang around at the family reunion, son. I'm living in a fucking horror movie. Yo. Actually, they're really nice to me now. No, they disowned my wife in the beginning. They're like, fuck you.
Whoa.
And then she was like, hey, we're getting married. I was like, fuck that guy. And then it was like, hey, we're having a baby. I was like,
Wow.
I guess you can come around. And now it's like the moms. So, this is Dad's second marriage, so he has 2 kids from the previous, and it's like, she cares about them, but like when it comes to Christmas time, like we get the first first round draft picks. It's like, all right, what time are you guys coming over? It's like, well, we can't get over because Dante works until 1 on Christmas Eve. All right, well, then we'll set everything up for then. Well, what about everybody else? Fuck them. Like,
Wow.
like we'll work around your time. So I dig it. They got me like a little Spider-Man shadow box thing for
Nice.
Christmas one year. What else did they get me? They got me some.
So that's ever since Sophie came along.
Might have been, well, at least conceived.
Okay.
But they've been real cool since then. I think the dad has always been like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, my son is like bipolar alcoholic. My daughter married her fucking high school track coach. I mean, she's marrying a black dude. That's the worst she's doing. Fucking like, bring it on. So that's kind of. So Sarah stopped listening to this podcast a long time ago. I'm gonna try to make sure she doesn't listen to this one either.
But she's gonna be on again, right?
But she still doesn't listen to it. I mean, I don't listen to my own podcast. I haven't listened to this shit like in like 7 months. Like, I just put episodes out. I don't even like edit them most of the time. It was like, make sure the sound is good.
Send it. That's it.
It's like, I hope I didn't say anything fucked up. And most times I do, because then I get the message like, so you know you're wrong about that. Think I'm trying to be right?
I wonder if Kelly still listens to Nerd Rage.
Yeah.
Because for a while she thought it was Transformers based. It's like,
And
no, that's not what the show is about anymore.
Like, I mean, Sarah, I know, listens to Nerd Rage. She listens to Nerd Rage more than I do. It's like, she'll say something, it's like, baby, I don't have time to listen to my own show to edit. I can't listen to nothing else. I actually just sat down the other day. I was listening to music.
You sound like you're recording every day.
Just about. Because I get scared. Because like that first, like the first year, I had people lined up to do episodes and they all like backed out. Like, I think like when I reached out to you, it was kind of like a Hail Mary, like, Joe, please record, because I just had 2 people back out on me like last minute. I was like, yeah, we can do it. Like, fuck yeah. And then the dude message was like, yeah, I can record. I was like, well, you're gonna have to be episode 4. Fuck it. And then actually I just reached out to the person who was on episode 2 last year.
You said somebody bailed on you for this upcoming Monday, right?
So there was a mix-up on the schedule.
Okay.
His manager reached out to me. That shit is wild. Like, I thought it was a fake person. I thought they were straight up bullshitting me. Like, I represent this person. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. And then he messaged me again and again. I was like, okay, maybe they're real. So we got to talking and talk about who the guy is. So I was like, yeah, sure, we can do an episode. So I made a date. It was like, it was supposed to be whatever the 12th. We went over text messages with that info. So I shoot her an email with the link for Linktree. She goes, hey, so when is this supposed to take place again? I was like, according to my text, on the 12th. And then there's this long pause. And I go, hey, look, we could do the 18th if you want, or whatever, the 19th if you want, because I wasn't feeling it. I didn't sleep the night before. I had like bags under my eyes. I was feeling like shit. And I still had to do Compton, which I just double booked myself for that. And then I just did it again this week. But so I was like, hey, let's do next week. She was like, yeah, perfect. Yeah, thank you for understanding. I was like, no, bitch, thank you. So, but the fucked up thing is, he was supposed to be this upcoming Monday's episode, and I didn't have anything like in its place. So I was like, hey, sir, you want to talk about What If? I was like, yeah. All right, cool. We'll talk about What If. They want to talk. She was like, oh, you're watching? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'll eventually do What If with you. Because of my move, I've been so delayed in what I'm watching.
So what I'll do is I'll do kind of like start talking about What If, then we'll just talk about anything else. I mean, like I always.
If you want to touch on it, then we can go over all the episodes when they're all done.
Nah, yeah, you and I do it. Just because like doing those Marvel shows, that's our thing. It's like because you come with information that like most of the time I don't come with any information. I just like, hey, so I watched it, and you're like, okay, here's some other things. I'm like, all right, I'm glad the audience is learning, because I didn't have nothing to offer. I never have anything to offer. And then one of my guests, she's interviewing me for my podcast. So,
wow,
and
cool.
it is like, it's fun, because she and I talked about some bigger plans moving forward with the website. So I'm like, if I can get that to work, that'd be fun. But I'm doing a lot of shit, and it's like, it's fun for me. Yeah, maybe I should be doing it to get paid, but it's fun. So, you know, if I were getting paid, it'd be more fun, but it is still a whole lot of fucking fun.
Maybe eventually.
Yeah, I think also I'm in that headspace where I'm not pursuing anything to get paid, because
you have to get it. Like, it's not gonna come to you if you don't.
Yeah, I have to chase it, but also then it becomes
work.
Like, yeah, it's like I don't know if I want to do that, because
then it'll stop being fun. It'll be work.
Yeah. Well, BJJ Wiki, people ask me like, hey, how much can I pay you to post my stuff? And it's like, well, don't pay me, because then you want a certain thing a certain way. And I'm like, I don't want to do a certain thing a certain way. I want to do it my way. My way is lazy. Like, you want me to do that? I'll copy and paste. I'll post it tomorrow, and I'll post it in 5 days. It's just like, fuck off. And then, you know, if they get mad, it's like, first off, bitch, I'm doing it for free. Number one. Like, I reposted someone's technique video the other night, and she messaged was like, "Oh, thanks for the repost. I hadn't been on in a couple of days, and I noticed I had 20 new followers after you posted." I was like, "Oh, so it still works. Okay, cool. Like, good to know that I'm a pimp." So we're beyond Hellraiser at this point. I got some horror movie questions in my hand.
Well, I had the specific question for Joe since you said you read the original story, and I never
still
have.
have the novel upstairs somewhere.
Okay. You knew the movies first?
Yeah.
Okay, so you sought out the original.
Novel I didn't read till high school.
Okay. So you sought out the novel based on.
Yeah, because in high school I became a big reader.
Okay.
So then I started just going through
Okay.
books, and then I looked for that one.
Did you ever read his kids' book? Because that's how I was introduced to him as a writer in 8th grade.
Which is the
The Thief will Always.
No.
Okay, that's a cool book. They did a little graphic novel version of it years ago in the late '90s that he got an artist to do for him. So I refound it again after not realizing it was him when I was a kid.
Madonna wrote a book too.
It's cool. What?
Madonna wrote a book too. She wrote a bunch of kids' books. I bought them all.
Oh, really?
I used to teach preschool, and I
Okay.
thought I could buy these books and read them. No, these weren't for little kids. No. No, I didn't.
Yeah, if
buy
you ever
that
get a
one.
chance to check out the graphic novel version of The Thief of Always is really good.
I'll read the
it's aimed at, like-
first 7 pages.
But
first
you can
seven
tell.
page and then the last 3 pages.
Once I realized it was.
That's how I read though.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Once I realized it was Barker, it makes a lot more sense. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely his style of writing.
I'll put it in the
Yeah.
Rolodex. Noted. All right, I got some questions for you. It's not a competition,
Okay.
so we ain't got no.
So these are
budgets.
random horror questions, not necessarily.
Yeah, they're kind of random.
Okay.
Oh, you goofy twat. She already asked
So
me
where are
these
these cards
questions.
from?
I don't know. Like Teresa bought them and
Okay.
brought them. It's like 2 packs. I left the other pack at home because it was unopened.
Okay.
But I'm like looking. And I was like, oh, these are questions she already asked, but they're also easy questions. But
Oh, okay.
that's dumb.
Depends on who it is.
Yeah, it depends on who it is. Yeah.
Nah, these are dumb. I guess.
It depends on what you love, whether you know it or not.
Which installment of Halloween did Jamie Lee Curtis and Janet Leigh star in together?
See, I don't even know who Janet Leigh is.
Her mother
Oh, okay. See, I don't know.
from Psycho.
Oh, see.
It's fucking easy. All right, it's easy as fuck. It's an easy fucking question. You know, it's fucking easy. Fucking H2O.
Okay.
God damn. All right, maybe they're not so easy. I thought they were fucking easy. All right, and I was like,
Well, you know a lot more general horror stuff than I do.
every time she read a question, I'm like, I rolled my eyes, like, oh god, like, are these for fucking kindergartners? And like, I mean,
Kindergarten's in Detroit.
yeah, no shit. Like, I was like, oh, I know that one. I watched it that week. Like, yeah, I know you can't even fucking talk with your fucking lisp. I shouldn't say that. My daughter has a speech impediment. She's in speech now. It's like, this like Sarah's like paying like for speech. It's like, oh, just let her figure it out. Like, I had to figure that shit out. I got picked on, and I figured I was like, I don't like that, and I start fighting. So, I got issues. Let me see what. Is this even a question? That's a quote. Fuck that. That's dumb.
This
In
is
the
a
movie,
statement?
huh?
It's just a statement.
Yeah, it was a quote, and it says, "What name the movie?"
Okay.
It's dumb. I don't even know what it's from, so I'm not reading it. Stupid. In the movie Aliens, why did Ripley not want to bring Bishop on the mission?
Oh, because she was fucked up by the end.
Yeah, she was fucked up by Ash in the original.
He was an android. I guess.
Well, I mean, that's
I guess that's the answer.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. These fucking questions are dumb. I wish we had like a board and we could move the pieces around the board to the shit too.
Like a fucking Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah. I remember.
I mean, a Trivial Pursuit. I'm sure there is.
There's a horror edition.
Yes.
Of Trivial
I'm
Pursuit
sure there's
for
a-
sure.
There's
Yeah,
a
definitely.
Disney version. There's a Friends version. There's a Harry Potter version.
There better be a horror version.
I'm certain there is. I know I don't have it. If there is one, I'm pissed. So, hey, if y'all are listening and you love me,
Send Dante a horror version of Trivial Pursuit.
man,
Maybe your fucking in-laws will get it for you for Christmas.
I wouldn't be shocked. You know, they're fucking psychos. I mean, Sarah's been like kind of outsourcing my Christmas gifts. So I'm like, get them these Marvel movies. If they give me some Marvel Legends, yo.
Oh,
Ooh,
dude.
that's pimp. I don't know. I might have to go over and give Rose a hug. Like, come here, Rose. Give me a big old hug. Get a hug.
She's
Get a hug from this black man. Oh no, my ancestors.
my god.
Not editing none of that out. In Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, what is Jamie Lloyd's relation to Michael? See, I just watched this 2 nights ago, but I knew it anyway. So, you don't know the fucking answer?
Dude.
This is fucking niece.
Fucking stepmom.
Okay.
I don't know, just come up with random ass answers.
Dude, it's been so long since I've seen.
If it was a stepmom, I was like, oh, is it porn? Oh, give me more. All right. What 2005 Eli Roth film set in Slovakia featured the sadistic tortures of the elite hunters? We got to know that one.
Yeah, I do. I'm blanking on the name. God, what is that? I'm not going to think of it now because I'm focusing on it. Yeah, of course.
You know?
No.
Hostel.
Yeah, it's Hostel.
That's the one I was gonna guess.
Yeah,
it was like,
motherfucker. I'm like, that's what, because that's
what
movie
that's
that took place in that.
Yeah, that's what made Eli Roth a name. Basically, that movie.
Paris Hilton's on-screen demise
was fantastic.
The primary draw for what 2005 remake?
Waxwork?
Wax Museum.
House of Wax.
House of Wax. Yeah, see,
we wax something.
Yeah, it was the remake of the classic Vincent Price.
Yeah,
and she's why I went to go see it, because I wanted to see her die. And dude, when she died in theater, we all cheered. It was fantastic.
I mean, I would have cheered just to start watching it on DVD, son.
The entire theater cheered when she died.
I mean, that's got to be an experience, though, because fuck that.
It was awesome.
She's got a cooking show now,
dude. Really? So now, because of Robert D. Simon with Uncle Roger shit all the time. Of course, I pay attention to Uncle Roger's YouTube, and he just did a YouTube review of the Paris Cooking with Paris show. It's fucking hilarious, dude. Look up that YouTube.
I will do so.
It's fucking fantastic.
Looking forward to it.
She basically tries to make blue marshmallows for breakfast. It's gold.
I can't picture her like making shit.
Dude, and of course she's all dolled up in like fancy clothes and shit. It's like, lady, you look good but you are so fucking dumb. And I'm sure she plays it up to the camera. Yeah. She's not actually that dumb in real life, but damn, it sells. It's hilarious. It's on Netflix, right?
I believe so. Netflix, or it might be Netflix.
And it was her, and she always has a celebrity guest on with her. And in that episode that he was reviewing, it's Kim Kardashian.
Of course.
So it's the two of them. And Kardashian is actually a mother, so she has a little more knowledge than
two people, the two most.
Oh my god, it was hilarious.
Y'all remember that show, Hogan Knows Best?
I've heard of it. I don't remember.
Watch it. I remember it.
His daughter had a spin-off show called Brooke Knows Best.
Yes. Oh, really?
That shit fucked with me because it was like, Brooke don't know shit. Like, why would you even title
Hulk Hogan's daughter?
Yeah. She was pretty. Like, I mean, if you look close enough, she looked like Hulk Hogan, though, and it made it really weird to jerk
that
off
was
to her.
really fucking weird.
I was like...
I started calling you brother in bed.
And she goes, oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's Macho Man. That's probably why she would say that. The cream rises to the top. like, I gotta go. Because if you were quoting your dad, that's fine, but you're quoting Macho Man, and there's static there. Gotta go. In the 2017 movie Get Out, what technique does the mother use to get her daughter's boyfriend to quit smoking?
Hypnosis.
Yeah, okay.
See, that's when I fucks with Sarah's family like that, yo. They may try to hypnotize me and buy me some Marvel Legends.
Tell me to get you that HasLab channel.
Ooh, I don't think I know this answer. Where is the 2008 movie The Strangers entirely set?
Ooh, you know what?
That's a dumb answer. Yeah, that's actually the answer.
Okay.
I thought they meant like a town. I was like, bitch, I don't fucking know.
No.
Like,
with the way you're describing these questions, like, no.
Yeah, it's like, that's too easy.
Just like the fucking aliens question. Isn't it Android? I'm like, okay. That's a real basic answer there.
Yeah, it's like, but we gotta go with something different. No, just go with the bare minimum.
No, it's an house. That's it.
All right, and I can't read, so I'm not even gonna go with that. There's too many words. That's what that really boiled down to. Where are the phone calls coming from in the movie When a Stranger Calls?
Inside the house. It's always from inside the house.
I'm gonna find out who wrote these fucking dumb fucking questions.
In what fucking horror movie, when you get the call that's not coming from inside the house? It's either from inside the house or from fucking like another dimension. That's only two answers.
So I'm getting chills, not because it's scary, but I'm getting chills because it's so fucking dumb. It's like the calls are coming from inside the house. Get out of here, Susie. And she's like, what? Click. Ding. It's like, oh, wait, what? So I sat here for 90 minutes for that? You fucking goofy twat. Like, but I should be mad at myself. So, which I am most of the time. Like that's
why I just channel it. It's like deflect.
Like that's
like,
why
I can't be mad at myself, so let me just be mad at something else entirely different.
Like there's so much pent up anger over just watching things like that. When I know, like when I watched *Malignant*, I was so mad because like I know how this is gonna go, but then they tricked me because it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. It went so much stupider. So I was like, wow. So I went in, like this is why I choke myself when I jerk off for punishment.
And
I think it's
so Hellraiser is down your fucking alley.
Yeah, dude, you need that box, so to speak.
All right, what 2000 psychological horror film contains a son that astral projects into a room called The Further?
No,
We just
Insidious.
talked about it. Yep. And I'm reading these on air because I want you motherfuckers to know I know how to read. I know some of y'all
Well,
think
you
I
skipped
can't
that
read.
card because you said you didn't.
No, there's too many words. Like, and I can't see. I got weak ass eyes. What actress played Elizabeth in the 1980 movie The Fog?
See, I don't remember.
I'm
The original? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I know like it's
She
John
was
it's
the
John
original-
Carpenter.
yeah,
So
she's-
and he
oh,
pretty
yeah,
much
right.
brought like all the female, not all the females, but a few of the females from Halloween. The female lead in the film finds herself. I was like, am I reading the answer or the question? The female lead in this film finds herself followed by an invisible force after sleeping with her boyfriend. The fuck is that?
Oh,
It follows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I hadn't seen it. I'm going to watch it tonight.
I've never seen that all the way through, and I still knew the answer really was.
I don't think I've seen it at all, but I'm down. It seems kinky.
I think it's just a big metaphor for herpes. I think the entire movie is about herpes.
Yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving.
And it just, like I'm telling you,
It
watch
follows.
it and then think about herpes, and you're like, oh, this is a big metaphor for herpes.
I've never watched any movie and thought about any kind of STI, but now I'm going to do that with every movie now. I think when I get home tonight, we might actually order Candyman. I'm gonna see how Sarah feels. It's either order Candyman.
I'm curious what you think of it because I thought it was good. But I saw people trashing it online the other day, and I was like, what?
It's the internet
Fuck
though.
with
That's
me.
what people do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everybody's giving Malignant
But it sounded
praise,
like their perspective
so.
was they were hardcore fans of the originals, and I'm
don't
not
care.
necessarily.
Yeah.
It was just a different perspective.
Sometimes I
Man.
wonder about that though too. It's like hardcore fans are like, no, you weren't.
Just
Because
you're a
they
poser.
said
You
like
just wanna
everything,
be, you want to be
everything,
known as a friend. I don't know.
everything they were saying was like I was felt the complete opposite end of the spectrum from. I was like, oh, did we watch the same?
I think I'm just getting like becoming an old man. Like the older I get, the more I don't give a fuck about what other people's
It's
opinions
true,
are.
it's
It's like
true.
I don't care
True.
what you think.
Well, it's like
Strangers anyway.
my buddy. It's like he'll go to Rotten Tomatoes and see what movies are
Yeah, I
highly
can't
rated,
stand
and it's like,
Rotten Tomatoes. So
and
fucking
he'll
fun.
watch the highly rated movies. It's like, don't do that.
No.
Like
Rotten Tomatoes
Hook.
is fucking trash.
I think Hook has like a 36% on Rotten Tomatoes. I love Hook. That's a great
look,
fucking
Hook,
movie.
the Peter Pan Hook.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great film.
they can go fuck
Just
themselves.
Use Google user rating. Just like type in the movie you want to watch in Google, and then it'll pop up with like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and user score. And
Yeah.
usually the user score is what aligns with.
That's
what
what
I
I feel is more. Yeah, it's like, all right, I'm gonna look at this user score. All right, that feels like I
Because
can
that's
go with
the
that.
average fucking person. Also, like if the user score and like Rotten Tomato both are good, I'm in for a good time usually.
What movie? Hocus Pocus it has a really low score on Rotten Tomatoes too. Now,
That's a cult classic, bro.
I only just recently watched that movie, but I know that people love that
Yeah, I know it's a
movie.
cult classic. I never got into it. I remember seeing it when I was a kid. But I was like,
But I feel like Rotten Tomatoes is doing shit to troll people now. Yo,
Probably.
I
I think Rotten Tomatoes has been doing that for a while.
there are two types of people I want to find and beat up. Critics from Rotten Tomatoes. I want to.
Dude, you're gonna pull Jay and Silent Bob with Rotten Tomatoes crew.
Yep.
Moviepoopshoot.com is.
I can't
that's
wait.
Rotten Tomatoes for.
I can't wait to win the lottery.
What
so
the
I can
fuck
do
is the
that.
internet?
But and then people who just hack shit on the internet. Like my PlayStation account got hacked.
Really?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So what's wild about it though is this shit. It was happening in real time. Like,
Oh,
so,
really?
So I get an email says, "Hey, your password's been changed." I was like, "Bitch, I didn't even know my password."
I'm on it right now.
So I go in. All right, well, fuck it, let's change it. So I made a password that I would know. Actually, I don't even know what I just changed it to. Actually, no, I do now. So I go on, I change it, and I was like, oh, I'm here on my PlayStation. Let's go ahead and update my profile. Let's go play a little bit. In the middle of updating my profile, I get booted out. Now look, I got an email. Your password has been changed.
Again, basically.
So I was like, what the fuck is this? This motherfucker is up right now. This is midnight. This motherfucker's playing games. So I go and switch it again. All right, back on, and boom, he switches again, and then we're locked out. So
Both of you will essentially be locked out, yeah.
for 24 hours. So I went ahead and waited a couple of days, actually. I got on midday because, like, this motherfucker's probably up at night, so he's probably asleep right now. Fucking vampire in Transylvania. So I updated all the info, and I feel pretty good. But then I was like, yo, let me find out. I want to get closer. So I was like, oh, I'm a hacker. I be, like, robbing banks and shit. I'm like, you told the wrong one, son. I'm about to fuck you up now. Hey, yo, lock the door. All right, come on, get naked, and then I'm gonna beat his ass. I mean, he might think it's about to go down the right way, but it's about to go down the wrong way. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him. All right, sorry about that. Sorry I yelled. All right, last card. All right, what is the name of the serial killer? Fuck out of here. It's like so fucking dumb. Name the movie with the tagline in space. No one can hear you. Well, no one can eat ice cream. Oh.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, that's dumb. Yeah. Fuck that. I hate fuck clowns and fuck killer clowns at that. And fuck outer space. Who wrote the 1981 film An American Werewolf in London?
Fuck.
John Landis?
Yes. And that is all we have for these questions because I'm getting kind of upset. But I'm going to put them right back at the top so when my friend comes over and she starts reading them to me, I'm going to know all the answers. Like, I know the answers, but I'm going to really know the answers. I'm going to like, I'm just going to like stand on my head. Like, I do this shit, stand on my head, bitch.
You answer halfway through the questions. Like, bitch, I don't know what you're going to ask.
Like, so I was doing that at first. When she was reading some of the questions, I was like, don't even finish the question, I know the answer. And she was like, oh, okay. This is a lot of fun. I was like, for you. It's not for me. This shit is dumb easy. Like, I feel like you should be asking these questions to like little fucking Make-A-Wish kids. You know they're about to die. Yo, that's fucked up. When you get your wish, you know it's a wrap. Like that. It's like bittersweet. It's like John Cena's here.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Oh, you turn to like, how much longer do I have?
Right now.
Like you.
Like now.
Get your hugs now. Wow. All right. So yeah, that's all I got other than just horribly terrible things to say and crude comments and remarks that will eventually get me in trouble on some sort of internet platform.
Who cares?
Well, I don't.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be famous. And if someone asked me if I would run for some kind of office, not office, but like county shit. I was like,
local office,
bitch. Fuck out of my face. Like,
so much work.
Because we're talking about shit. He was like, dude, you have a lot of good ideas. Like, they're not good ideals. There's things that everyone knows.
Yeah, common fucking sense.
Yeah, it's common sense. This isn't an ideal. It's like shit that should be done. We're people. Take care of each other. He's like, dude, like, when are you gonna run? I was like, never. Like, number one, if they start digging into my past, oh my god, like I will lose before the race starts. They're like,
it's not like people in charge doesn't know these things. It's like people who have agendas.
Yeah, they just don't fucking care. They're like, oh well, you know what?
Fuck them.
Like I had a tenant come in the other day. I don't want to get too political because I don't know shit, but I know this. He goes, since Biden's been in office, gas has doubled. I was like, well, gas down the street is $3, and it wasn't $1.50 when Trump was in office. It hasn't been $1.50 for a very long time.
Not since like 2003.
Yeah.
Hasn't been $1.50 in 20 years, 30 years.
I specifically remember in 2000. It was 99 cents in South Carolina.
Yeah,
that stood out in my mind because there was never again was under $1 in my lifetime.
Yeah,
2001, I could go to Laurel and get gas for 99 cents, sometimes 105, and it was like, okay. So I know that it has not doubled. He was a sweet old guy. He was like, do you watch the news on Fox? And I was like, it's been a while. So go ahead, what's up, man? And then I can't remember what he was saying. I was like, okay.
That's probably why I don't watch the news on Fox.
So I'm listening to this audiobook called Hate Incorporated, and it talks about basically how the media has played us all. Like
Of course they have. That's why I don't pay
people who are
attention.
listening.
But not only that, though, like within the media circle, they start questioning. Like, so it wasn't so much the media as much as it was TV change. Like, if you watch like Fox News, MSNBC, a lot of their setups are now like ESPN, and a lot of platforms are like ESPN shows. And basically what they're saying is like they're selling hate. That's what they're doing. They're selling hate and getting people riled up.
News has been entertainment since the 1990s.
Yeah, and it's wild because so when this tenant comes in and
platform
and he's talking about Fox News, so I was like, I'll play along. I was like, he was like, and they hate in Fox News, they hate the Democrats. I was like, yeah, so is MSNBC. They hate the Republicans. I mean, it's back and forth. If you watch one network, you probably don't watch the other. He was a really nice guy. And the only reason we went to this conversation is because he was complaining about his rent going up. And I really didn't want to have this conversation with him again because he forgot. He's senile. So he forgot that we had this discussion twice. So I was like, all right, let's talk about politics because I know he won't remember this either.
He won't remember this conversation either.
But it's always fun talking with my tenants and their shit. And no, I would never ever run for any kind of local office because number one, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Number two, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing for anything. I have a job I go to every day that I don't know what I'm doing. I just show up.
I feel like that a lot. I really should because I'm a pharmacist. Like a lot of times I'm just like, pills.
Yeah.
Here's a bottle.
It's like, are these even the right ones? It could be.
I mean,
test it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to eating it. I don't care.
I test it right here. Take 4 right now. Let me see. Tell me what that mouth do. It fuzzes. It fizzles. Dude, so many people are gonna be mad. But yeah. So either way.
So Hellraiser, if you've never seen it, you should see it. It's good.
Oh yeah, I guess we were talking about Hellraiser.
You can wait till the reboot.
Yeah, that's true.
You won't be tainted.
Yeah, it's true. You won't be tainted.
Honestly,
you won't buy it.
I will actually watch the reboot. I'm going to give it a try from the reboot because it might be that maybe they'll kind of.
That'll be within the next couple years.
Okay, well I can wait.
Time flies by.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well be dead.
I mean, my kid is 5. I'm pretty sure she was born a couple years ago,
right?
And she's 5 now.
I feel like she was born a couple years ago too.
Yeah, like I was looking at like baby pictures of it. I was like, when the fuck was this? So I'm wondering though if it's just like some Quantum Leap type shit, and Sam Beckett was in my body. Yo, that's wild too. Like, he was in my body playing with my nuts.
White man in your body, bro.
Playing with my balls. It's like I was wondering, it's like, that feels weird. Like, because Sam was tugging on the right one. That's why it hangs low. Dude.
Keep telling yourself that.
I'm going to put a fucking warning label on this episode. Holy shit. It's like, look. Just
fuck you, Dante.
Yep, that's going to be the intro. That's going to start off that way. And
wait, who was that? Was that Teresa?
No, Jits Bitch.
Oh, Jits Bitch. All right. That's pretty funny. That intro is good.
But, so... last words or final take on Hellraiser.
Hellraiser is my favorite horror franchise. Of straight horror, not beyond creature stuff. Because creatures will dominate everything for me. Because I love that kind of special effects. Sophie
did bring you up the other day as well.
Oh, really?
She goes, that ass friend who likes the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
He goes, he really likes dinosaurs. He's like, yes. Phil sets an impression. Yeah, all the kids, like Bobby's kids, like, he has all the hats, and so he's like, he loves dinosaurs.
Bobby's littlest, she is a character, man.
Yeah.
She is hilarious. She's like a tiny version of him, because she has no filter at all, and it's great. It's hilarious.
It's wild shit,
and it's true. It's like, I'm the overgrown man with hats, hat collection.
And Joe, any final take words or anything on Hellraiser?
No, man, I like the franchise. Like I said, they vary greatly in their how good they are, but like I said, at least give like the first couple a watch.
Yeah, the first 2 are definitely pretty universal as being well received by people who've seen them.
And then you might want to watch the reboot when it comes out.
I will try one more time. When the reboot comes out, I will try to do 1 and 2, and then jump to the reboot, so that way I have some kind of base to go off of.
Or like I said, you can just watch 4. You can just not watch anything and just 4, and you'll get some good lore.
4 sounds like it would be more up my alley anyway. but
It's got a guy from Step Brothers on it. He's the stepbrother, not Will Ferrell. Oh no, he's the brother of Will Ferrell, the real brother.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's in a lot of bizarre things.
Yes.
Just at random. He's in a lot of random movies. You just see him because he's like the generic white guy. Like
Which guy is that in four?
He was Dominique's handler.
Oh, okay.
That's wild. You got a handler.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, yeah, that guy's on American Horror Story, but there's a bunch of other guys that look just like him on American Horror Story too. So I always get him mixed up with these other two generic-looking white guys with dark hair. I'm like, look, I know all black people look the same to some white people. I get that, but look, y'all all look the same to me too.
That's fair. Very fair.
I mean, shit, I'm sitting next to Phil, and I thought it was Bobby the whole time.
Bro,
I still have some hair.
Bro, when I was young, when I was watching it from dusk to dawn, I was like, is that me on in this movie? I didn't realize. That Asian kid, I had the same haircut. I was like, I don't remember being in the movie, bro, but I'm pretty sure that's me.
So, Asians, though, well, okay, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. Do we count Filipino?
It's questionable.
Because they're half
they're their
Hispanic.
own thing. Exactly. They're offshoots.
I got some Filipino friends.
They're Pacific
Yeah.
Islanders, man.
Hit up you on
It's like-
the West Coast.
They're definitely considered Asian, but like they're.
Yeah.
I mean, like they all have names like Garcia.
Flores,
Yeah,
like
I mean-
Juan. It's like
I think
that's not Asian.
I think they've become their own thing.
All right, so we're not gonna count them. It's fucked up. I mean, I don't count Haitians either, so fuck no. They don't even like talk right. They think they speak French. I don't know black people that speak French.
Well,
I think my grandma speaks French.
All the people in New Orleans.
It's all like
They're not
Creole?
real.
No.
They're not
Creole.
real. They
not real.
like that's why they get hit by those hurricanes.
Oh my God, Dante!
God damn.
Damn, dude.
Okay, I'm
That
probably
was harsh.
probably gonna edit that.
I know people who live down there. They got hit bad.
I used to
I knew people that came from there is now here because they're like fuck being
because
down
they
there.
Yeah.
floated up here.
Yeah,
Good
it's-
friends of
it's-
mine, very
man.
Asian people. They're like after Katrina, they're like, nah, we're getting the fuck out, and they're up here now.
I think everyone should have did that. Everyone should
Right,
have
right,
like,
right. No,
you know what? Maybe this isn't the best place to be. Why not?
it's under the sea level, and it will always flood.
It will always flood every time a major hurricane
And
comes in.
then it happened again now, but I'm sure people will be like, let's spend the money to rebuild it again. And then
and we're gonna hunker down and we're gonna
Well,
rebuild this city.
rebuilding is a questionable topic because it's never truly happened.
yeah,
Maybe they should just, I don't know.
it's like
reboot.
Futurama. They just keep piling shit on top of it.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, that's
Just reboot.
New
That's all.
Orleans.
Reboots always work. All right. So with that being the case, we're gonna go ahead and check out because I feel like with this group, I'm just gonna say more fucked up things, and I don't know that I can afford to do that. Not on air. So shout outs, anythings.
Give Nerd Rage a follow at Nerd Ragecast on Twitter.
Feel like you stole a shout out. Oh wait, no, your Twitter. Never
On
mind.
Twitter. On Twitter.
On Twitter. He's Twitter handler. And
I think I do
you can
Facebook.
Catch me on Twitch on my wife's channel, twitch.tv/terrible_hime, HIME. And I'm there like
Joe's
fucking
streaming
15
all
fucking
the
hours.
time.
She's there like
He doesn't
20 to
unplug.
30 hours a week. I'm there 15 to 20 hours a week.
He doesn't unplug.
I'm glad that you actually said that out because every time I saw it, I was like, terrible.
Time? Yes. Many
Like
many times.
So like I was like, I don't know that I get it, but okay, I'll follow.
Joe Jackson in the Matrix and never unplugged.
But yeah, you think this is there's some wild shit being said on screen while I'm air thrusting, so
Dude, I've seen you do that, and I can imagine what people are saying. It's got to be some
I'm
hilarious.
literally on stream. All I'm wearing is booty shorts, like short shorts, right? I'm naked otherwise, and I fucking fuck the barbell a lot, and air fuck a lot, while saying some fucked up shit. I call it the Church of the Chocolate Starfish because that's when I preach. So if you want to hear me preach, get on there.
There you have it, Off the Mats fans. Go
Peek
check
into-
it out.
Peek into Joe's world.
Trust me, you won't be sorry. All right. Otherwise, as always, thank you everyone for listening. I think this is like the only thing I actually do know how to say that feels fluid is like the thank yous, because everything else I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, how did I have, like, everyone can have a podcast, but how did I get a podcast? How did I get equipment? Oh, because they sent me free shit on accident.
I mean, that's amazing.
I bought shit,
shit is great.
and they told me like, hey, you didn't get your mixer. I was like, yeah,
Sure,
I did.
no,
Well,
no.
I told them I did, and they're like, no, you didn't. I was like,
That's when you're like, you're right, I did not.
yeah. I was like,
But I
okay,
did not. Okay.
cool.
I'll
Like,
take a second mixer.
so
Thank
do you want another mixer or do you want a gift card? I was like, why not both? Guess who got both? If you ask, they will get
If
it.
you don't ask, you never get it, right?
1, 2.
Right.
So I used the gift card for this snazzy microphone that actually does work. I think that works.
I
I've
think
been
these mics might
hearing-
work better than the ones on Red Rage.
So
I think these mics are more consistent
More
than the ones on Red Rage.
consistent. These will always work. We're always gonna fuck with those every time.
So I'm gonna let Steve also know that it is definitely him then, because
Yeah,
like
'cause we're
this
fine.
has looked fine the entire time.
I don't know who that is, but hey, fuck you, learn to speak.
He's not gonna listen to this. I'm gonna make him listen to it though. I'm gonna trick
Just
him.
this part.
Is he going to
I'm
be
actually-
your thing next weekend?
Yeah, actually
Okay.
will. He will. He bet, because every time I invite him, he's like, "Well, you didn't invite me, bitch. We were on.
still going
I've
on Saturday
recorded
for UFC,
that
right?
I've invited you to these fights, you bitch." He's like, "No, I play the fucking audio back." I was like, "And there's a text stream here. Like, there's a conversation of
Text
me,
speech.
like, fucking, asking you, hey, are you coming to the fight?" So yes, he will be there. I'll be
So
there.
I should be showing up.
Coach Mark. So there's
Is Coach Mark going to be there?
He should be there.
All right,
The our gym is having a picnic, and they like.
So you are going to be drunk
So
when you
one of
start
our-
the fight? When we
No,
start?
I'm not going to the picnic.
Okay.
I got to work. But
Oh,
one of our teammates is fighting, so
Okay.
that's one of the things they're doing.
nice.
They're all going to get together and watch the prelims. But when I explained to him, I was like, "Look, it's going to be a real chill group."
So what time? What time are you starting?
I'm starting at 8.
Okay.
That's when everything kind of kicks off for me. It's 8:00. So, but yeah, that's next week. But anyone who's listened to this,
That will have already happened.
this was last week.
So we're going through a time warp.
So just go with it.
You're in the future now.
Multiverse. But anyhow, thank you everyone for listening to the podcast. Funny enough, I've been seeing the numbers grow. Thank you.
It's good.
Thank
If
you.
If you record it though, listen.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said at the end. Y'all keep listening. I'm gonna keep making these. Like those cats out there in India. Cats in India love Dante. I don't know why. I guess I haven't made any fucked up jokes yet though. So
Or maybe they have a fucking sense of humor.
maybe I'm gonna look some shit up though this weekend. Like I got some shit for that ass. But yeah, thank you. Love you all. This is really awesome. A big shout out to Armbar Attic. I got on their t-shirt right now. I love
I
it.
see it. It's true. He's not lying. It's a black shirt with a red label on it.
Big shout out to them. Go give Allie and Erica a follow on Instagram and go check out the website as well, Armbar Attic. Get some merchandise. Go check out their TikTok. They're pretty fucking funny. I like them. So if I like them, y'all should like them. Also, big shout out to Jits Bitch. Just because she's an awesome chick and she does a lot of cool shit for the community, for jiu-jitsu. So y'all probably already follow her. If you don't, go follow her. And last, big shout out to Nerd Rage Radio. Here with Joe, who's one of the hosts from Nerd Rage. Marilyn Phil runs their Twitter.
Yep.
Sometimes I do the Facebook. When Marilyn Phil posts something on Facebook, I repost it. So
We go back and forth. We grab from each other.
So, go check them out. Bobby, Chris, Joe put on a great show every week. So make sure you're checking it out if you haven't already done so. Otherwise, like I said, you guys keep listening and I will keep making this show. Thank you, bitches. Bye.
Deep with it. Now let me sing a song.